Now let's begin the story.
I ain't your average cat. I slap box with lions. Ever since the 5th grade, kickball with tires. Made a mini fortune off a ripped off appliance. Money when it's stove back, hit dog with irons. Boogie need to find God. Shit dog, I'm trying. That's why I robbed the Deacon house. Man, quit your lying. I did it.
Brand new!
H-Town's finest, the 16 Shots podcast with Young James Boogie and AR Dub.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Going down with you this afternoon, bro. This slightly windy afternoon, bro.
I'm deciding whether I want to choose violence or not, man. That's really where I'm at, man. I'm gonna let you be the determining factor whether I choose violence or not, man.
Well, hold on now. Is the violence gonna be with me, or you choosing violence with another entity?
I wouldn't even say. I guess yeah. I mean, yeah, it's with you, man. It's with you, man, because you said some things, bro, that made that I had to question if I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? Because I question myself all the time, man.
Oh,
I was
well,
like,
if you
maybe
want,
I'm tripping.
if we choose the
Maybe-
violence with me, then let's
I said
let's
maybe I'm
choose some
tripping, man.
violence.
So I'm gonna give you the opportunity to walk back a couple of your statements, man. I'm gonna give you the opportunity. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to walk back some of your statements.
You know me. I'm probably not gonna walk back nothing. So,
All right. So you said
tell me what I said.
that in our friends group or your friends group that a 10-minute mile was kind of moving, or and that was I was kind of being I was big out. My expectations were high to think that a person should be running a 10-minute mile.
I don't know if I said my specific friend group. I said people I know. And I actually had a conversation with a couple of people I know after the pod to see if I was actually tripping or not. And
What they say?
I got a mixture of answers.
If they say if they
I didn't just ask one specific group. You know, I talked to some people who are, you know, in shape, pretty healthy, pretty fit. And they agreed with the 10-minute mile. Like, yeah, that's a good number for me, you know. And then I talked to some people who are, I wouldn't say out of shape, but just average working, you know, people around the workplace. Like, hey man, how long is it gonna take you to run a mile? And I was like, shit, it'd take me 20 minutes to walk a mile. You know what I'm saying? So
they
I think it depends on
were
your fitness level. That's what I'll say.
I think they were bullshitting, because what I'm saying is I literally walked a quarter mile the other day just so I walked it just to see, like, you know, maybe that's how far I go to see if to make sure that I'm not just being, you know, just a fact check. You know what I'm saying? I already fact checked, but you just like, no, that don't count. Or however you said, you discredited my fact checking when I fact checked. So I'm gonna go, let me go out. It took me 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 12 seconds to walk a quarter mile.
I got a close friend that's in firefighter academy right now,
Yeah.
and their qualifying mile is more than 10 minutes.
They don't have a mile. First, I knew you were going to do that. They don't even have a qualified mile. They have a mile and a half, and it's 15:22
No,
for a mile and a half.
I literally just talked to her.
They don't have a mile.
about
They
it.
have a mile and a half.
I
No,
mean, look,
they
I'm
don't.
talking to somebody who's actively in the fire academy.
I'm telling you, the fire academy, the HPT, they don't do the mile. They do the mile and a half.
Book.
That's
I'm
why
not
it's 15:22.
young
You know,
James. Young James Boogie. I'm not
Yeah.
arguing against your facts. I'm just
I'm
telling
not.
you the conversation I had with the person who's in the fire academy. I don't. Maybe they are wrong.
So
I'm
you're
not in the
telling me?
fire academy, so
Hold
I
on,
don't know.
hold on. So you're telling? I'm saying. I'm stating that the fire academy, the police academy, they don't do mile runs. They do the 1.5 mile run, and it's 15:22. And you're telling me you have somebody that's in the academy right now who told you they have to run a mile in a certain. I'm like, why would they have a different? Why just for her or him would they change it when the requirements? You can just go online, look at the requirements. It says a mile and a half.
Now, look, man, I don't know. Look, I'm not in the fire academy, so I'm not finna
See,
argue. I'm not going to argue the facts with you about it. I'm
you
telling
ain't got
you,
to argue the fight for me. I'm just saying, I'm asking a simple question.
Boogie. I've answered your simple question 3 times.
No, you avoided. You
I
avoided
have
it.
not
You avoided it. Keep
avoided.
going.
Time out. I have not avoided anything. I have given you the answer that was given to me by somebody who's actively in it. I don't know if that's the final qualifying run. I don't know if that is a qualifying run they got to do for this month. I don't know. The motherfucker told me they can't even walk on campus. They got to jog everywhere they go, to the restroom, to lunch, to their car, to the next class. I don't know, bro.
Yeah. So the qualifying. So you're saying? So she said it was a mile. And
I'm
what was the
telling
time?
you, she told me she
Yeah.
had to run a mile in like 12 minutes for this period of training right now. I don't know if that is the final qualifying or what. I don't know.
So I mean, so if you don't know, why would you bring it up in the conversation to say that you're saying that
I told
somebody
you what
told you
she just
a
told
random piece of
me.
information that doesn't?
It's not a
I guess-
random piece of information. Me, nor you are actively in this class, so we don't know
Nigga, I'm
what.
not actively a policeman, but I know you can't put your gun and shoot niggas for no reason.
Okay, JB.
I'm
All
just
right,
saying.
bro.
So the qualifying.
I'm not gonna argue that piece because I don't look. I'm not in the fire academy, and honestly, I don't give a fuck. I don't.
It's easy. That's easy to say. That's easy to do. But I'm saying it's not even an argument. I'm just trying to understand the point you're trying to make. That's all. I'm not arguing with you.
The point that I was trying to make, the original point that I was trying to make about the mile in 10 minutes is there are people with varying physical conditions, fitness levels, and all of that. So
That's
they're
not a.
not
That's not a
running.
response, though, bro.
They're not running. Everybody's not running a mile in 10 minutes.
Bro, what I'm saying is, everybody's not reading the Bible every day either, bro. I'm like, what you just said was the truth as it applies to everything in the fucking world, bro.
Gotcha. So
Yeah,
what is your truth that you're telling me that applies to this subject?
what I'm saying is that I said that an average time for an individual, whether they're in shape or out of shape, an average time should be around 10 to 12 minutes for the mile.
You said under 10. You never put the 10 to 12 on it.
I said 10 minutes.
You
No,
never put
I
the 10 to
did.
12 on it. No, you didn't. You did not put the 10 to 12 on it.
We'll run tape later on. Okay. On top of that, I did say that when we researched it at the time, it said for a 50-year-old man as a beginner, a 50-year-old man was 10 minutes and 31 seconds. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. And you was like, oh, I was like, bro, that's for a 50-year-old man. Now I went even deeper and it said for a 12-year-old, a normal age 12-year-old is 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Not a healthy, just a normal age. So I'm all these numbers that I'm throwing out there are in the same range of 9-10 minutes for a mile. And so when you say that people who can't run a mile, they're the anomalies. The people who can't run a mile in this time are the anomalies because the average time, as suggested by the expert, says is 10 minutes. And then as I went through my own research, I'm like, what's 2 times 4? 2 times 4 is 8. And I was walking. So that's an 8-9 minute mile walking.
Okay.
Not even putting no pep in my step. And it was cold. But anyway, I mean,
Right. Young James Boogie has won
that's
the argument of the mile.
that's a very is
that all the violence that you have from me today?
No, man. I got more.
What's the next piece of
I got more.
violence that young James Boogie would like to bestow on me and our audience so he can prove himself right about some other
It ain't about me.
topic
You told me.
that
This thing you
we
told
don't
me,
care
bro.
about?
No, you don't care about it because you're particularly not on the side of whatever. But because I said 10 million miles, and he's like, no, man, you went to a whole diatribe. Even just now, tried to say, I know people who can't do it. You know, people who can't read too.
So let me ask you a question. Are you telling me that my truth is false? Are you telling me that my truth and my stats are bullshit? Is that what you're telling me? I'm asking.
I'm saying exactly what I'm gonna say it again.
No, I don't want you to say that again. I want you to answer.
No, I'm gonna say what I said.
Answer the question I asked you.
I'm gonna answer your question.
You've already told me your whole spiel about your research about the 10-minute mile. And I said,
didn't
cool.
answer.
I
Let me
said,
answer.
cool. No, let me finish.
Let me
I said,
answer.
no, let me finish. I said, cool. I agree with you. My next question was, are you telling me that what I said was bullshit? I'm just asking. It's a yes or no question.
That's not what I said, though. You said that.
I didn't say you said that, my nigga. Listen, please.
Okay, then
Let's
no, I didn't
use
say
your
that's
ears.
bullshit.
I
No,
didn't say
no,
you said. I
let me
didn't say
finish
you.
then.
I didn't say you said that. I simply asked, are you
Okay,
telling
so
me
I never said that.
my I didn't say you said it. I'm asking you a
Okay,
question.
so I'm agreeing with you. No, I didn't say that. No,
All right, cool.
the answer is no.
All right, cool.
But what
All
I'm
right.
saying is,
Oh,
but what
okay.
I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is, you to pull out an anomaly and say I'm basing my research on the anomaly because it's my truth. That's like me saying, because I grew up with third ward, shit. Everybody had. Not, if I say that 85% of people's friends or people's parents are on drugs because I grew up in a drug-infested neighborhood, it's not the norm. And just because it's my norm, don't mean it's the norm. I'm the anomaly. The average is not. The average is everybody. And what you were saying just now was that, well, it's my truth. I'm not denying your truth, but I'm saying your truth can be your truth, but your truth can also be an anomaly. It can also be, and how do we say it's an anomaly? Because we look at the bigger scale of of not just the people you know, but the people that you know, I know, he knows, she knows, they knows, all these people in the world.
Well, how you know I didn't look
Let's
at
go
that
to the
though?
because if you did, you would have said, "Oh yeah, bro, 10-minute mile is the average," because that's what every source I looked at said the same thing: 10:30, 10:40, 10:11. You know, I mean, 11 minutes, 10. It was in the 10 to 12-minute range.
I know 5 people right now that's not running a mile in 12 minutes.
They are the anomaly, bro.
Gotcha.
If you know 5 people okay, I agree with you. I'm not disputing that you know 5 people that came on a mile. That's cool. I mean, that's your truth. But I'm saying, so do we base the entire judgment on the 5 people you know? 'Cause I know 5 people that can. So that doesn't make
I know
yours
5
bullshit.
people that can. If you want to keep it a buck, I probably know 5 people that can run it in under 10, and I know 5 that can't run it. I know 5. If you want to keep it a buck, I know 5 people that can run it in under 10. I know 5 people that can run it in under 14. If you just want to keep
Now
it a
we
buck.
talking. Now we talking. Now we
But that's
talking. So
all
what?
I said from the get go.
That's all. Hold on, what I'm saying. But when you say that, okay, so which one is more closer to the norm? Are you saying you know 5 that can, 5 that can't?
I just
Okay,
gave you a 50-50 split.
but that's not the truth, though, bro.
How is that not the truth?
Because when we look at the scale, when we go and look at the expert scale, people say, okay, what is the scale? The scale says 10 to 11. So because you know 5 and 5 and say, oh, 50-50, that's a micro look at something. We're talking about the average human being
But
and
that's
what
like if I
they're
say one. But that's like if I go by the stats to say 1 in 4 people 1 in 4 people have AIDS.
Mhm.
Me and you know 6 people in our friends group that don't have AIDS. Like we know 6 people that don't have AIDS. And if I go by the
that's
stat, and I don't know
that's
if
that
this actually. And
that
let me.
don't
Oh,
make sense, bro.
whoa, time out. Why it don't make sense?
Because you're not pulling from the same pool as the stat. The stat is
Well, let
pulling
me
from
ask you a
all.
question.
Oh, let me finish. Let me finish. I'm gonna
Well,
let you
no,
let me
I'm gonna let
finish.
you finish, but I'm gonna let you finish. But I have a question. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
Go ahead, sir.
If you're telling me you're saying I'm not pulling from the same pool of what?
The stat of 1 in 4 people is the stat that 1 in 4 people have AIDS, right? That stat is being pulled from the CDC, from millions of people, right?
All right,
Your
all
stat,
right, cool. Time out. Now let me ask you a
yeah,
question.
yeah,
Your stat of the mile is being pulled from where?
millions of people.
All right, so time out. In theory, shouldn't it all line up?
No,
Why not?
because
So we're gonna say
let me ask the first question. Let me ask
we're
the
gonna
first
say
question.
I'm
Let
just
me answer
asking.
the first question,
All right,
bro.
answer the first
You cut
question.
me off. The reason why it won't line up because you're if you're gonna pull from millions of people and then take 10 people and try to compare 10 or 20 or 100 people to a million people, it's not gonna line up, bro, because you don't have enough data. you're using a smaller data frame. It's like me going to Third Ward and saying, okay, how many are like screw? And then me going all over Houston and asking the same question. If I go to Third Ward, I'm gonna get an 80 or 90% chance of people saying they
Well,
like it.
let
If
me
I
ask
go
you a
to
question.
Oaks, it's like, no, I ain't know screw
But
is.
let me ask you a question though. When we talk about this data that's being pulled, okay, and you get the percentages like the average male grades at 32, or you get 1 in 4 people
Yeah.
have AIDS, or you get
Yeah.
the average person can run the average 50-year-old runs a 10-minute mile. Average health 50-year-old runs a 10-minute mile.
Yeah.
When you get these stats and statistics,
Yeah.
you're pulling from that pool of millions of people. You're doing the math and you're breaking it down to a 1 in 4, a 3 of 10, a 2 of 20. You're doing that. So let me
Millions.
let me finish.
Yeah.
Oh, billions.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if that's the case, the CDC is compiling this data from millions and millions of people. The CDC is also pulling this data on the 10. I'm just saying CDC for reference. The CDC is also pulling this data of the average mile. Why would it be any different? So why would one piece of data not be as accurate because of this, but the other piece of data is accurate because of this metric? Like how would that? I'm just asking.
Okay, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because certain, like the data about the mile is not based on. It's not based on we recorded everybody running a mile. The data on the miles is based on, okay, average health, what your body should be able to do, blah 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 blah. The CD, the number of people have AIDS is not based, it's based on how many people reported we've had and how many people per capita. And there's different factors. The way it is there's an actual there's a cap on how many people the CDC has, right? There's no cap on how many people they can say run the mile can run, because they're not saying that we studied
But
this.
that's not
They're
true
saying
though, because but that's not true because to get data on both, to get the analytics on both subjects, to get any analytics on any subject, on any subject, there has to be some sort of testing pool. So when you tell, and I'm not arguing, and again, I'm not arguing your stance or your point.
There's no argument here. We're
I'm
filling
saying,
out.
yeah, I'm saying, I'm not, when I say this, I'm not disagreeing with your stat or your point. What I'm saying is, if I give you the analytics of the average mile time for a 50-year-old male is 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. I'm not pulling that data out of anywhere. I'm pulling that data out of a controlled focus group, some sort of. So how am I getting the data then?
Because I'm
Tell me how
saying
I'm
that.
getting the data.
That's what I'm saying, because they're saying that if a person is of this age and they have this level of health, their body should be able to do this in this much time. It's not because I saw you do it, it's because I know your body.
It
Your
should be
body
able
should.
to. My
It's not
question
saying
would
that
be, so my
I
question,
ain't.
again, my question is, if they're telling me the average 50-year-old male should be able to run a mile in 10 to 12 minutes, there had to be some sort of case study / experiment / whatever you want to call it to pull those analytics. No one is sitting at their desk. Nobody's sitting at their desk and just saying, hey, you know what? The average 50-year-old male in decent health should be able to run a mile in 10 to 12 minutes. They're pulling those analytics from something.
What I'm saying is, like, okay, so when they say a car shouldn't go this fast on this curve, do I have to drive a car on that curve at 90 miles an hour to know that no, that's too fast for that curve? I know
you personally don't, but those analytics.
No, I'm talking about the analytics. I don't have to drive that car that fast.
Those analytics have been pulled from some sort of testing, whether if it's safety testing, safety ratings of the car, what it can handle or what it can't. Those analytics come from somewhere.
No. You're saying, okay, and we can move on from here, but I'm asking a question. Well, no, we can whatever we want to do. I'm saying that if it's a 45-degree angle or a 40-degree, 90-degree turn, right? And the engineer says, you know what? You can't go on this curve over 80 miles an hour. I don't have to test a motherfucking thing. I know that you can't go. I don't have to have any physical data I know the math on that. I know what this car pushes. I know what that turn does. I know if you go on this turn faster than 40 miles an hour, you you're gonna have a hard time controlling this shit. I don't have to see it wreck. I know it because of the math. I don't have to do any data. I don't have to do any tests at all. I don't have to do not one test.
You do know what you just explained is testing and analytics. You know that, right?
Okay, so you tell me, am I taking the car and running that hole down there, or am I just doing the math?
Doing the math is the testing and analytics because when
Okay,
you're doing the
perfect,
math,
perfect,
let me
perfect, perfect.
let me
Keep
finish.
going. Keep going.
When you're doing the math, you're doing the math from previous tests, whatever it is. If you know if you know what this vehicle can handle going into this degree turn at
Yeah,
this speed, it varies for different cars. So, prime example, going into a, I don't know, 90-degree turn in
yeah,
a Corvette,
yeah.
it's going to perform differently than going into a 90-degree turn in a Escalade, and vice
Exactly.
versa, and
But I
vice
don't
versa.
have to. But okay, you're right,
But
sir.
but
But
and all I'm telling you is the analytics do come from some form of testing. That's all I'm
I'm
saying.
saying, but question: do I have to run that car? Run that? Do I have to physically do any physical testing to know that, oh, that the torque on, I know the torque on that on that Corvette or Lamborghini is different from that Ford or that Escalade. So I don't have to take an Escalade and run that hoe at 40 miles an hour or 90 miles an hour and then turn it. No, that shit gonna flip over. Just like I don't have to have a man run a mile at 50 to know, shit, if you 50, because the numbers of your body, of your blood work, I can look and see the numbers that tell me, oh yeah, you should be able to do this. Just like I know a 12-year-old should be able to do this. I know, okay, if you're 200 pounds, if you're 50 pounds, if you're 90 pounds, then you should be able to do this. If you're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be, if you're 260 pounds, you shouldn't be jumping up and down more this much because there's too much stress on your ankles. I ain't gonna do no tests on this. I know Zion gonna break down. I know this big. I know this 7 foot dude gonna miss it. I know every NBA 7 footer that you can name that had foot problems, and they knew they were gonna have foot problems from day one when they were 7 foot because they know if you have this size of foot, if you're this tall, the up and down. I don't have to have any physical data. I know the mathematics is gonna tell you, yeah, you're gonna have foot problems at some point because that's too much impact on that. The same way as I know if you're 50 years old and you're in decent health, I don't have to run 50-year-olds to know that you can run a mile in 10 minutes, or you should be able to run a mile in 10. Now, if you can't, that means you're not up to physical fitness that your body should be. And I agree with you that there are people who are there, but I'm saying that these scientists and these people have done studies to say, yeah, this is what it should be. And if you're not at that, then you are below or not at optimal, or not even optimal at the average of your output for your body.
Okay. Although everything you just said proves my point. First off, I never said that you have to physically drive a car into a curve. I never said you have to physically run a mile with a 50-year-old. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of the analytics come from 50-year-olds doing stress tests and things like that, where they're not running the actual mile, but for a certain amount of time, they're doing a stress test and they calculate at the pace that you were moving with your heart rate, with this, with that. It shows that you can do X. When you talk about, when I was speaking about the analytics with the vehicles, yes, they do actually physically test these vehicles in curves, in straightaways, impact testing to see how much stress and strain that vehicle can handle until it does roll over, until the frame does give in. That's how you get your safety ratings. That's how you get better safety equipment. Like, these things do happen. These are tested how to get the analytics. That's all I was saying. So what you did describe to me were various forms of how you can get the analytics, which all I was saying was these analytics that we do read and we use as baselines to what we should be able to do, how these cars should be able to perform safely, how your house holds up in a hurricane, are all in controlled atmospheres where they test these things to get safety ratings analytics. When they tell you that your house is built with wood and your house should be able to withstand up to 120-mile-an-hour wind, because those products have been tested in a controlled environment where they have put stress on these products until they fail. That's how
So
you
you
get your
feel so
analytics.
so so you're saying that every house that's built has been put through a stress test, or the
Yeah,
material, the
that
materials.
is,
I'm asking.
yeah, I didn't say every house.
I'm
That's
asking.
that's crazy to think every house that is built. But yes, when you go to Home Depot and you
Yeah,
buy lumber or you
yeah,
buy
yeah,
steel and you hear
yeah,
it's rated for X, Y, and Z, it's
yeah.
because that product has been put to some sort of stress test where they know my 2x4s or whatever have to be made of X amount of thickness, has to be this X amount of safety standards to be able to withhold this. Same thing with your tires. They have safety ratings because they actually have tested tires at certain speeds till failure. That's how you get speed ratings on your tires. You know, you go buy some tires and the speed rating is rated for whatever. But if you have a Corvette or a sports car, you have to get tires that have higher speed ratings. That's how they do it. They do actual physical speed rating tests. That's how they get the analytics. I mean, if you think it's bullshit, next time you go to Discount Tires, just
I'm a
go
nice
ask
guy,
them
bro.
about
I'm,
if you think it's bullshit.
I'm a nice guy, bro. I didn't say anything, bro.
No,
I'm
because you
just.
look it off to the side like I'm
I'm.
speaking
You know why?
like
No, no,
Mandarin or
no,
something.
no, no, no. I'm looking up to the side because the difference between me and you, in certain instances, is that I am okay with conceding
What?
any. I'm okay with conceding any conversation. I'm okay with conceding. I'm okay with being wrong. That's the difference. I'm 100% okay with conceding, being wrong, not knowing. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
It's not the deal with most people, man.
So you're telling me that you're okay with conceding, being wrong, and I'm not saying you're wrong or
Yeah.
whatever, but you brought it up.
I brought it up. I brought it up because I still feel like what you're talking about, and that's you're going to a silo of this. I'm saying that without a doubt, bro, 100%. NASA doesn't have to shoot a spaceship into space to know whether it's gonna blow up or not. Before they don't have no stress tests. I already know what the science says, bro. I got this shit. I can't send a wood spaceship up in space. I know that. Why? Because I know the math on what the materials are. I know that I might I've already eliminated certain things off the rip, off the data, but without having to do any stress off the mathematical and the engineering data. I already know this with and that's not just that's for tires, that's for cars, that's for anything in the world. I know the data. I know I can't put I can't put acid in I can't put a certain level of acid in plastic. It's gonna burn through. I don't have to test the plastic to know that. I know that this is, so what I'm saying is that I agree that, yeah, you have physical tests, but some physical tests are eliminated. You don't even test certain things. You don't even have to go through that process to see, oh shit, no, this car, when we turn in here, I don't care what car it is. You can't go up 50 miles an hour because just the mathematics of telling me I'm going this fast at this rate, I don't care what car you in. That's unsafe. Because even if you can make it, you're gonna be pushing the limits of math, of science. You're gonna be fighting the laws of science to even you're gonna have to do something that's not natural in science to make this work. So we ain't, oh no, 20 miles an hour. Yeah, we're gonna drive down these streets at this pace because we know that even it's science, bro. It's math. You don't have to have a physical test to prove a bunch of stuff. especially with. Well, anyway,
Can I ask a question? And then we can
yes,
move
sir.
on. I just have
Go
one
ahead.
question.
Yeah, what's that?
Are you aware that America has two of the biggest pools in the world?
Two of the biggest pools.
Two of the biggest pools in the world
Pools of what?
of
Water.
water. Like
What?
man-made
About water?
pools. Like pools, nigga. Like where you go swim, pools.
Like water?
Well,
Water
isn't that what's
pools?
in a pool?
Okay, yeah. No, I wasn't aware that America had two biggest pools.
They have two of the biggest pools in the world. The third one,
Okay.
the third one, and I don't know where they rank in size, is in Dubai. It's actually a pretty cool spot. It's called Dive Dubai. It's a big ass skyscraper. It's a pool. But anyway, the U.S. Navy has, I think,
Mhm.
the biggest one in America, and then NASA down the highway from us. You've been
Mhm.
there before. It has like the second biggest one. Do you know what these two bodies of waters are used for?
I would assume for testing.
You are correct, sir. So, are you aware that when the U.S. Navy wants to build a vessel,
Yeah.
before they go on production of building a large vessel,
Yeah.
they make a scaled down version of said vessel with
Mhm.
all of the same materials that they would use for the bigger vessel,
Yeah.
engine, steel, all of that.
Yeah.
And do you know what they do?
I'm assuming they put it in that pool.
They put it in a pool
Yeah.
and they simulate any and every condition that that ship would have to go through to
Mhm.
see if it can withstand though the most extreme conditions, where the breaking point is, where the stress is in the design, to fix it, design flaws with mathematics included, of course, and engineering.
What come first? The building of the thing or the mathematics?
Um, well, of course, the engineering has to come first, and
So
then the testing
hold
comes second.
on. So before we even get to building anything, we eliminate a bunch of shit before we even get to building and making a replica. No, we're not using that. That's not strong enough. We're not using that material. We've already eliminated all these things without doing any tests, right?
That's not true because that's what NDT testing is for.
So you're saying,
Non-destructive testing off the rip is to find materials that you want to use and
yeah.
test the stress points before I even apply it to any design. That's what
Okay.
non-destructive testing is for.
All right. We can move on, man. We can move on. It's gonna go down a whole different path. It's gonna go down a whole other road. Um, hmm, what am I gonna say? Have you taken your time to watch any of the Cat Williams, Stephen A. Situations? 'Cause I felt like you might have only had a novice view of the Cat Williams last time.
I mean, I
I
watched
don't
it.
think it's fair. You watched the whole
I, I,
thing?
I watched it, yeah, because I was at work for like 24 hours. And I might be a little cranky too because I ain't been asleep since what's today? What's today? Friday?
That's Friday.
I ain't been asleep since Wednesday, bro. Yeah, I might be a
Been up
little. I might have got
cranky.
like I might have got 3 hours of sleep between Wednesday and now, so I might be a little cranky, but
I mean,
I've had time to watch it. I mean,
what you think? Okay,
I seen Stephen A. Smith go off on Jason Willock. You know,
I
I,
think it's
I
dumb too, but I'm gonna say, I wanna go back a little bit because I feel like you hadn't watched the whole thing last time we talked, right?
I watched bits and pieces of it the last time we talked to you.
Yeah, and just I'm just asking, seeing the whole thing, do you see some of it a little differently,
You
or do
want
you
the
still have the
truth, or
same?
you want me to like
Nigga, when I say lie to me,
Well, I wasn't gonna say lie.
what when do how often do you think I get on here and be like just lying to you about anything or just telling you a false truth on purpose?
Oh, I don't think you lie to me or tell me any false truths. I think you come in and tell me what you believe.
Believe what? How? Where? Like, I mean, do you think I believe it because I thought about it, or because I actually went and put my hands on things and put my eyes on things?
I think
And
you're
that's
very, I think you're a very intelligent person. So I think that you do your research on some topics, and then you give me your point of view, or you give us, our audience, your point of
Mhm.
view and your vantage point.
So you're
Which,
saying you feel the same? I mean, back to
is
the original question.
it's very it's very what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, man.
It's not a bad word. So yeah.
I don't know what the word is. It's your
I'm just
word. I
telling you,
can't.
it's like you giving us your educated opinion of your vantage point and how you see it.
My perspective, and
Your
you, but
perspective. You're giving us
yeah,
your educated perspective. Yes.
I would say I want you have to put the educated. It's my perspective. It could be uneducated. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Or
it
it could
feels
be.
dumb as fuck. I'll tell you, it's a dumbass perspective, but you don't
But
really give us that.
so I'm asking you, do you feel the same way that you felt as the first conversation?
Yeah, I care less. If you want to know truth,
Ah, but man, look, man, what you
I
mean you
look
care less?
because
What?
to be honest with you, I looked at it as kind of entertainment. I think
It's all
Cat.
entertainment. What you mean?
I think it was entertaining. Cat Williams didn't get on Shannon Sharp's podcast and say anything he hasn't been saying. He's talked about the stresses and strains of Hollywood, being a black actor, entertainer in Hollywood, and some of the things that they ask you to do that he don't rock with and he doesn't respect. And he pointed out some things that people did do, in regards to putting on a dress. I like the fact that he pointed out the hate that they had for Bernie Mac on the low because Bernie Mac was the superior comic, and some of the just idea stealing and joke stealing that some of these guys have, and he's pretty much telling us, these guys aren't who they put themselves out there to be. Which some of that we knew, like Steve Harvey trying to give me relationship advice, but you cheated on every wife you've had. Like we know that. Um,
Okay.
Stuff like Cedric the Entertainer stealing jokes. Yeah, we know he's stealing jokes. Like we been knew he stole Cat Williams' joke once or twice. Uh, I think some of it in the comedy, some of it in the comedy space, similar to like the musical space, where things are recycled. Sometimes some of your superior artists can give you a unique, creative, and new idea, while other artists who could be talented are kind of giving you recycled ideas. It's almost like the producer who does nothing but sample versus the producer who can create beats or songs from scratch out of their own, musical genius.
Do you
It's
still
not saying
think that?
go ahead, I'm
Do
sorry.
you, do you still? I didn't mean to cut you off. Do you still think that Cat Williams and Kevin Hart are in different lanes?
I've always
After
thought
seeing
I've, I've
after
always thought I've always thought Cat Williams and Kevin Hart are in different lanes.
after seeing the video and hearing him say, "Yeah, man, all these roles that he got, I got them first. I turned them down. That's why. That's how he got the roles."
So
And you still,
I
let me
do
put a
think.
qualify on that.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not saying that Cat Williams telling it. I'm not trying to ride with Cat Williams saying he's right. I'm just saying that based on him saying that, shit, the roles that he got, they came to me first. I turned him down because of XYZ, and he did them because of XYZ, right? So if we're vying for the same roles, if I'm getting projects to me and I'm saying, no, I don't want to be in a dress, or I don't want to be this, I don't want to play gay or whatever that, and you're taking the role, wouldn't that suggest that we're in the same lane?
No, I didn't take stuff like that as 100% fact.
Why
That's
not?
his that because that's coming from Cat's angle and perspective. Look, me and you can be actors or comedians, and Warner Brothers can be making a movie about they could be making a black version of Miss Doubtfire.
Mhm,
They're gonna do a casting call. They're
mhm.
not only gonna go look at me or only look at you. Your casting director might have an idea, like prime example, where you hear, they say, "Man, I wrote Baby Boy for Pac with Pac in mind."
Uh-oh. You talking something to the point already. Keep going.
I wrote Baby Boy with Pac in mind.
I did what?
I wrote
I
Baby
wrote.
Boy with Pac in mind. Now
Okay,
this
boom.
might be a little different because I think Pac passed away, right? That's why he didn't do the role.
I want to say maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, he passed
But
away
but
because
keep going. But keep
that's
going.
why they had the whole Pop mural in the movie.
Yeah.
But like,
But
yeah, like I mean,
keep.
so prime example, when you're
But
writing a
hold
script,
up. Stay there. Stay there. I'm saying stay where you at. You're saying I wrote it with this person in mind. So I wrote this with Cat Williams in mind. And so
sure,
I went to Cat Williams and
I
said,
wrote the part with Cat Williams in mind, and so
yeah.
I went to Cat Williams and said, "Hey, man, I wrote this fire comedic movie with you in mind. It's
Mm-hmm.
the black version of Mrs. Doubtfire."
Boom.
And so Cat says, "You know what? Yeah, I'm with it, but I ain't putting on a dress.
Yeah.
Putting on a dress is like a no go for me."
For me, personally.
Well, me, the writer, nah, that's the whole comedic bit of the script is you being wearing a dress as a nanny to be around your kids. Well shit.
Boom. Okay. What's next? So what I do next as a writer?
Well shit, I go to the next person I had in mind, which could be Kevin Hart.
Okay. So if and that's all I wanted to hear.
But it
So
also
if
can work. It also can work the other way around too. I also could have wrote a script with Kevin Hart in mind or Eddie Murphy in mind,
mhm.
and for whatever the reason, they turn the script down. So now I go to my next option, who's just as good and just as talented. I don't think that I don't think that that is a. It's not an indictment on someone's talent. It's not an indictment.
I'm not saying that.
I
I'm
didn't say you. I
what
didn't say you said that.
yeah.
I'm saying in general because that's what he was getting at. It's not an
No,
indictment
no.
on said talent.
I don't think so either. I think I don't think he said anything. He wasn't saying that. What he was saying was what I was the point I was making last part when I was saying that what he was saying was really not about it wasn't about it was that you can be successful without bending over. And I don't mean that in the literal form, I mean that in the figurative form. Like you ain't gotta put the dress on to be successful. You talented, you good, you comedian, you funny. Nigga, we the same person. Like, I don't know how you could separate those two. Like these one's light skin, one's dark skin. You take you if you erase the names and put the stats, they the same person, bro. They play the same roles. They
Oh,
play the same. They play the same roles. Kevin Hart plays the same person or the same general person in most of his movies. Cat Williams played the same person, the same general role in most of his movies.
but
Most
I
of his
don't. But
period.
I don't. But I don't think that. So okay, you're saying Kevin Hart plays the same general person in most of his movies, as well as
Yes.
Cat Williams does in most of
Yeah.
his movies. But I don't
Yes.
think that the acting styles are the same. Outside of
That don't
them
mean,
being,
yeah, you're right.
let me
You're
finish.
right.
Outside of them being comedians and being able to make the crowd laugh, they do have different ranges in their acting styles.
But that's you talk about the icing on the cake. I'm talking about the cake. You talking about the icing? You're right.
Well,
They have different icing.
the icing is a big piece of the cake. The icing can
No,
make
the
or
icing
break
is
the cake.
yeah, but in this and what the point that you're making is making the icing be bigger than the cake. They're
I'm
both
not.
comedian. Hold up, they're both comedians. They're both actors. They're both producers. They both have big stand-up comedies. They both bring other comedians on. They both they both play on their size. They both are little guys. They both are out loud. They're so much alike in so many ways. The only difference between Cat Williams and Kevin Hart is is stylistic. But but that is minuscule. Like you're saying they're like in 25 ways, but these three ways they're different. So the three ways are more important than 25.
It's not what I said.
And at 25, no, I'm not saying, I'm just, that's what it's coming. I'm saying, okay, what I'm saying is they're like in 25 ways. They're different in three ways. They're different in three ways. These three ways don't outweigh the 25 they're like. So they're more similar. I can't, if you say the top five comedians of the last 20 years, is Cat Williams and Kevin Hart both in that conversation? I would think so. If you
Okay.
talk about biggest tours in the last 20 years, they're both in the same. You're talking about biggest comedians in movies in the last 20 years. You're talking about biggest cameo roles in movies. That might be the difference because Kevin Hart doesn't have a doesn't have a standout cameo in any movie. Like, oh man, when Kevin Hart came in the movie, like I'm I'm asking you to help me find the cameo or the appearance, the television show, the series, the movie that like when Kevin Hart came on, that just made
Well, hold
that
on.
was.
But Kevin Hart is a legit movie star.
I agree.
Cat
I
Williams
agree.
is not a legit movie star.
But you're right. But Cat Williams has been in standalone movies where he was the co-star and or the star. And
Name one.
this is the one with Mike Epps. What's the name of the movie with Mike Epps Halloween movie? I forgot the name of it, but it Cat Williams got an Emmy, bro.
I didn't say he didn't.
I didn't say you didn't. I'm just saying
I just said name one of name one. Because
the
you can
movie
go
with
down the list
the
of
movie.
Kevin Hart is a legit bona fide movie star. And I
What's
understand Cat
Hold
Williams
on,
was
what's Kevin
saying that
Hart's
he
big,
was
okay,
playing.
what's his big movie? What's Kevin Hart's biggest movie?
Bro, Kevin Hart was in Ride Along. He was in Soul Plane. Kevin Hart was in the shit with The
Hold on,
Rock.
hold on. Come on, man. Come on. We having a serious conversation here, and you just said Soul Plane.
Was Soul Plane not a big movie?
Soul Plane never even came out.
Well, how did I watch it? I didn't see it on
It came.
bootleg.
Soul Plane was never distributed in theaters. Soul Plane came out
Did I
on
say it was in
bootleg.
theaters, bro? I'm naming off a list of his movies.
So
If you go to IMDb
Yeah.
and you pull up both of their IMDb's and you look at the list of productions that they're in, Kevin Hart is a bigger movie star than Cat Williams. It's not a knock on Cat Williams, but Kevin Hart is a bigger draw.
I say Kevin Hart has been in bigger movies.
Kevin Hart has been the star of more movies than Cat Williams has. You name me, name me 5 movies.
But I asked Paul.
Time out.
Name me 5.
Name me
I asked
5
you
movies.
one question.
Name me 5 movies Kevin Hart has. Cat Williams has been a star.
Next Friday. Meet the Browns 2.
He was the star of Meet the Browns too.
Yeah, he's one of the stars.
I said, was
Meet
he
the Browns?
the star?
Yeah.
Was he the leading role?
I think he's a supporting actor. He's a supporting actor.
All right, cool.
But I mean, but what leading role has Kevin Hart had?
What do you mean? Go to his IMDb.
I'm gonna ask you a question one more time. This before you answer, think about it real hard. What leading role has Kevin Hart had? Think about it real hard before you answer.
Well, I can't say Soul Plane because you said it wasn't distributed.
Every other movie it's been a buddy movie. Every other movie's been a buddy cop or a buddy. So it's me and him, me and The Rock, me and Will Ferrell, me and him, me and her. Me. It's not just me. It's me and somebody else.
Cool. Now name me the just me's for Kevin.
But hold on. No, ask me. You name me the starring role that Kevin Hart's been in.
You just named them all off.
Hold on. In this scenario, in this pretend scenario, we're not arguing. In this pretend scenario, I'm advocating for Cat Williams, and you're advocating for Kevin Hart. So I'm asking you. I'm just right now. Not saying you are. I'm just saying just right now. Can you name me the movie that Kevin Hart was the star of? The star. It's him. Nobody else is him.
I mean, he was the star in Ride Along.
Stop. He was starring Ride Along. Who was on stage with him? The whole movie.
Who's standing there? Excuse me.
Who was? It's called Ride Along. The whole premise of the movie is me and somebody else. Me and Ice Cube.
So let me ask you a question. When you look at Eat, Pray, Love, is Julia Roberts not the star of the movie?
No, it's an ensemble cast, bro. Eat, Pray, Love has an ensemble cast. She's might be the name that has the most whatever. But I'm saying, are you telling me that Ice Cube was the supporting actor in Ride Along? That's all I'm asking.
I think in Ride Along, Ice Cube and Kevin Hart were co-stars.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. What movie was he the star of? He's not a co-star, a star. I'm asking you.
All right, cool. You got it.
No. I'm just asking. I'm just asking so we can be.
I
Because
think
you
we're
said he
arguing.
was.
I think we're arguing semantics now. But you got it.
How is this semantics, bro? You said
Because you
star.
you know 1000% that Kevin Hart is a bigger movie star than Cat Williams. You know that.
What movie has Kevin Hart been in where he was the solo star?
Oh my god.
Where it was about
I
him.
don't think there's
It wasn't
any.
about
I don't think there's any movie where just one person is the solo star. You're always gonna have a star and a co-star,
Forrest
or you're
Gump.
gonna have,
Forrest Gump
have
was
two
about
co-stars.
Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump didn't have no co-stars. It was Tom Hanks. The other people were supporting actors.
All right.
Right?
Okay.
Am I wrong?
I said okay.
When next Friday, what's the movie that had the star? John Q was Denzel Washington. With no other coach, it was Denzel Washington.
Okay.
He Got Game was Denzel Washington. It wasn't Ray Allen. It was Denzel Washington.
Okay.
I'm just asking you, what movie was Kevin Hart in where he was the star?
All right, you're right. So what's the bigger point we're getting to? Because
I'm
we
asking you
got
a
off on.
question.
No, I'm saying we got off on a tangent. So what's the bigger point we're getting to?
The point was that Kevin Hart is not he's not he has been, I agree, he's been in bigger produced movies, but he's not per se a bigger star than Cat Williams.
Gotcha. So with that being said, your comparison that you gave, what is the point that you were getting to with that comparison about what Kevin Hart said? What Cat Williams said.
That I've said that we're the same. We're the same. We're the same in what we do and how we operate. The way that you present what you do is this way. The actuality is that now really you do it really you, like you said, really you're somebody who they can depend on to do the things that we don't need to be doing. You're the one we could depend on, like, man.
Let me stop right there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
When you say you're the star that they can depend on to do the things that we don't need to be doing, give me an example of something that we don't need to be doing.
Like, okay, so let's talk about Get Hard, right? With Will Ferrell, right? Which is, I'm totally familiar with that style of comedy and that shtick of comedy. But there's a reason why it's like, if you're a comedian who's saying this is my fan base and this is the way I am.
I'm not familiar with Get Hard, and some people might not be familiar with Get Hard. So
I just said Get Hard with Will Ferrell.
Just because you tell me it's Get Hard with Will Ferrell doesn't mean that I'm familiar with the movie Get Hard with Will Ferrell.
That just shoots a hole in the theory that you said about Kevin Hart being in bigger movies.
Are you talking about the prison movie?
The who?
You talking about the prison movie where he was practicing, he was showing them how to get rid of prison?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought you was talking about like a Will Ferrell movie outside of Kevin Hart.
No, we're talking about Kevin Hart. Why would I talk about something outside of Kevin Hart?
Oh, because I said give me an example of something we shouldn't be doing. I didn't know that you
were. I was saying.
Okay, my bad. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and Get Hard. There were several scenes where you're like, well, I personally, I'm like, damn, that wasn't really neat. And I feel like maybe you should appreciate this as somebody who writes.
I would like for you to tell me what the part.
Let me finish. There were parts in the movie where it's like, damn, that didn't need to happen for the comedy to be expressed. Like the situation is already comical. You don't have to add this element to make it, like, you don't have to emasculate or feminize, or you don't have that's not making it more fun. It's not making it more funny to, like, it's making it more funny.
Do you have an example of a scene?
it's making it more. Let me finish. It's making it more funny one time, but repeatedly over and over again. It's like at some point, it's like, damn, why does it always have to be? Why is the joke always got to be something where the black guy is emasculated? Why does he have, like, once again, I mean, and I'm not one of the people that be about the dress, but like, why is it about the dress? Dave Chappelle had a long conversation about, like, when it's like, we got a scene where you gotta wear a dress. It's like, well, nah, bro, I'm a comedian and
Right.
it's already funny. Why I gotta put a
Why I
dress
gotta put the
on?
dress on? Like, I remember that conversation you had where putting the dress on added absolutely nothing comedic to the scene.
Yeah,
Why do I have to put it on? So,
yeah.
you know, in that aspect, and I would say I agree with it. I don't agree with just throwing somebody in a dress to try to make something funny when it's no need for it. But is there something to say when we say something that we don't need to be doing? Isn't some of that a measure of said person's just moral compass? Like, I have some hard nose, you have some hard nose, but maybe our hard nose aren't the same. So some things that you would say no to, I would say yes to. Some things I would say no to, you would say yes to. I'm not gonna demonize you for that. Now I would
No, no, no.
demonize. No, let me finish.
Go ahead.
I would have an issue, which I've heard on a consistent basis from most of our black male actors, that they run across scripts so much where they want to put black man in a dress. I don't think that that should be a rite of passage for me to be successful in Hollywood, some sort of emasculation ritual or emasculation tactic. Like, yes, I can be an accomplished actor, comedian, actress without having to do these things. Don't write these things in the script just because. Look, if Tyler Perry wants to dress up as Medea and he's comfortable with it and it's funny for him, that's his thing. Hell, I've never seen Tyler Perry in a movie be entertaining if he's not in a dress. When he tries to be a regular dude, it look awkward. But that might
I
not be the same for Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington don't have to put on no dress for it to work. So going to Denzel asking him to put on a dress to me would be kind of disrespectful.
mean, yes, I agree. I it's like it's a double-edged, triple-edged sword, man. Because the artistry, like, to me, it all comes back to artistry. Like, what is your artistry? What is your level of artistry? Are you looking at this as its art? Are you looking at, is this a job? And that's why I think a lot of times where it gets fuzzy, or the line gets, will act funny. How, well, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's
Prime
like,
example, I'll use Ving Rhames as an example. Ving Rhames is to me, I don't know how you feel about his acting acumen, but
yeah,
I think he has range. I think Ving Rhames, while he probably can be typecasted, he does have some range. I've seen Ving Rhames be the typical tough guy that he acts.
yeah,
We've seen Ving Rhames be Holiday Heart. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Ving Rhames be a low key, a gay firefighter. We've seen Ving Rhames playing another comical kind of movie with a dress on.
big thing.
And
Ryan's gay though.
I,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
again, I agree with you because when he was, what was he, bro? The detective nigga that always was questionably sucking a lollipop, bro. You remember he had that series?
Pause, man. But nah, I
Yeah,
forgot
that's
that.
and so that's what I'm saying. Like, he might, to him, it might not be an insult when you bring him this script, Holiday Heart. He might be out with it. Yeah, cool. I'm down. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna get ready for the part. I'm gonna go to some drag shows and see how people in drag are acting, how their mannerisms, so I can play the part. And you might bring that same script to Cat Williams, and he like, get the fuck out of my face. Put on no fucking dress and being no cross
So
dresser.
now I feel like this is where we can come to a olive branch part of the conversation, because like, I don't, I've always been an advocate for art, right? So I'm like, this is me personally. It's like the way that a person looks at their art is that person's personal perspective. For me, when it gets fishy, is when the money comes in, when the money gets into it. Because if you say you're an artist, then how attached to your art are you, excuse me, as opposed to attached to the money, right? Like, are and that's the juxtapose, or that's the funny space that a lot of people of our color find themselves in, to me. And that's why I'll be taking issue with people or with situations, and people look at me funny, but I'm like, you picking and choosing when you want to be sanctified, when you want to be like, in this instance over here, it's okay. Like, but like this guy over here can shoot everybody in the hood and promote all this, but then also the song, it's the song. But then when Lil Nas X goes and does this, like, oh, he's blasphemous. Like, he just making music, man. Just like T.I. was making music. Why are you holding him to a standard that you're not holding T.I. to?
Well,
Because you talk.
they're holding them to set standard based off their moral compasses. So people,
No, but your moral
well, hold on,
compass, like, you don't.
whoa, let me
No,
finish though. Let me
go ahead.
finish
Go
though.
ahead.
Everybody doesn't look at everything in the same lens. So some things that, some things that, like I said earlier, I may have a hard no on, or I don't rock with, or to me is morally wrong. It might not be that way for somebody else. And so they're
My nigga, I speak.
judging. You're speaking
Keep
what?
going. Keep going. Keep going.
No, say what you're gonna say.
Keep going. I'm like, I'm saying I speak English though, bro. I'm saying if T.I.
Oh, speaking
got on
Spanish.
this song, no, but I'm saying, because if T.I. got this song, and I'm just picking T.I. to everybody, but you can name whoever you want to, and killed a dozen niggas and told you about how I sold crack to all these people, and this shit that I morally don't agree with, I don't agree with that shit, nigga. I seen what this shit did to my, but once again, it's fake and it's real. It's
I do have
honesty
a
and it's.
question. I do have a
Go ahead.
question. How is that
Go
any
ahead.
different than anything Martin Scorsese has ever put out?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
So
asking you, how is that
why
any different? If we're
I'm
gonna look
it's
at
no difference.
if we're gonna look at movies in theater
Yeah.
as uh art intimate art imagining art that is imagined through life, whether if it's whether if it's my life experience or something I've seen that I want to bring
Yeah.
awareness to, or just a
Okay.
story I'm telling about a certain subject. Why is it okay on one end, but then it's frowned upon on another end?
That's what I'm asking you, bro. When I'm saying that if you gonna get mad at Lil Nas X for putting Jesus in a lace front, you gotta have that same vitriol, that same argument for all for Mel Gibson when he put Jesus in straight hair and blue eyes. You gotta have that same. I'm not saying I'm gonna have that same exact vitriol that you have for Lil Nas X that you have, but because it's the same shit.
Well, they're not
My
gonna
art.
have the same. They're not gonna have the same issue with Mel Gibson making the Passion of the Christ, because Mel Gibson is telling you a story. He's putting a story from the Bible on the screen with the depictions of what's been coming for the Christian God. I ain't saying it's the right description.
Yeah,
Hold on,
no, but
I
that's what
ain't
I'm
saying.
saying.
Well, let me,
Go
well,
ahead.
let me finish though.
Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
not saying it's the right, or I'm not saying it's the historically accurate the description, but
Okay.
he's telling you stories of the Bible on
Mm-hmm.
screen through
Yeah.
his lens.
Through his lens.
And I would say the Passion of the Christ was in a positive light, because it's just telling you the story in the Bible. They would
Well,
have
okay.
they would have an issue with Little Nas X, because to some people he's mocking a religion.
That's what I'm
That's
saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because people see things in a certain light, they don't look at it in a certain lens. So what I'm telling you, that if you saying this book is sacred and holy, right? This book is sacred and holy, right?
I'm
Are we agreeing
listening.
on that part? Are we agreeing on that part?
Sure.
So if this book is sacred and holy, and it says, "Hey, man, this is the way that Jesus looked. He had hair of wool and skin of bronze," right? And I
Okay.
come back and I come back and be like, "Man, this nigga got pale skin and straight hair and blue eyes," right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't feel offended because somebody tried to change your view of how we see Jesus, that's your personal, not you, but that's a person's personal view of how they don't see that. But I'm saying there's no difference in there's no difference in that art. This person made an artistic view of Jesus. This person made an artistic view of Jesus. There's no difference. The only difference is I don't like homosexuals. That's the difference. So I'm gonna like shit with anything they do. I'm gonna say fuck that shit.
I don't think it's that black and white when you
How is
describe
it not? I'm not cutting you off.
when you describe, you know, Little Nas X's video versus a production like The Passion of Christ or, you know, Exodus. Now I will say, watching Exodus, the question in my mind was, that ain't how them people in that region looked. Why didn't they go get historically accurate actors to play said parts? But when Mel
But they don't
Gibson
give a
puts out the
fuck, man.
I wouldn't say that. I will say that when Mel Gibson put out The Passion of the Christ, I mean, he rolled with what people have been having hanging on their walls for centuries. I ain't saying it's right. I'm
But
just
why
telling you
you
what they got.
yeah, but why you give them a pass though? What I'm saying is when
I'm
I say
not
they don't
giving
give a fuck,
anybody a pass.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm
When I say
saying
they don't give
I'm saying one person told a historically accurate story with slightly inaccurate actors, while the other one mocked a religion. So people
nigga
are
both that
gonna
shit
be.
hold on,
Let me
oh
finish.
no
Let
no
me
no no no
finish,
no no
bro.
no 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 I can't though because
You
what you're
can't let me
saying is
finish.
no, because you're saying what you literally said
Gotcha.
just now was what you just said now was both of them are inaccurate, but his is more inaccurate.
I never
Stop me
said
there.
that. I didn't say
Okay,
that
stop me
part.
there. Yeah, stop me.
I didn't
Please
say that
stop
they
me.
both. I didn't say that the one was more slightly. I said one was mocking a religion, while the other one was telling a story.
But are they both inaccurate?
I mean, we don't know what's accurate, so sure, they
See what
both
I'm
can be
saying?
inaccurate.
That's what I was talking about right there. That's what I'm talking
But
about right
that's
there.
not what I'm
That's
talking
hold on.
about. But
But,
no,
but
you.
I'm saying,
But
but
time
what you
out.
just did
But
right
you
now,
no.
but what you just
But
did, I'm talking
Bug.
about.
But Bug. You moved the goalpost because I'm not
No, I
talking
didn't. Are they
about
both
you.
inaccurate, bro? If
One
they're
of them
both
is not
inaccurate,
trying to be. One of them is not trying to be accurate. That's what I'm
what you
telling you.
mean? It don't matter if they're trying to be or not. Are they both inaccurate? I wasn't trying to
All
punch
right,
you,
bro.
bro. I was trying to no, hold on. No, no.
You moving the
Listen.
goalpost,
No,
bro.
listen. I wasn't trying to punch you, bro, but I
You moving
punched
the
you. Did
goalpost,
I
bro.
punch you? How's the moving goalpost? Nigga? Are they both inaccurate? Yes or no? Why
No.
do you have to go to the 5 points of what? Oh, well, this is he wasn't trying to be. He
We're
was
talking
trying.
about
No,
we're talking about the difference of the projects. I all I clearly said was one person gave you an accurate description of the story, another person is mocking a religion. That's all I
they're
said.
both inaccurate, bro. It's a question. Are they both inaccurate? Yes or
Let
no?
me ask you a question. Are they both mocking a religion?
No, you made me go yes or no. I'm asking you yes or no. You stopped me and made me say yes or no. Are they both inaccurate? Yes or no?
Yes, they're both inaccurate.
So why? What's the difference then? If they're both inaccurate, what does it matter?
The difference is one is mocking a religion and one is telling
It
you the
doesn't
story.
matter, bro.
So it doesn't matter.
Once we establish that both of this shit ain't real,
Well, let me
why the
ask you
fuck
a
we
question.
care?
Is the story that the Passion of the Christ told an accurate description based on the text?
It doesn't matter, my nigga, that
It
they
does
both
matter.
not real. And how does it matter?
Well, of course, they're both not real because they're both pieces of entertainment. But my question to you was, based upon the
Mhm.
text, is one giving you an accurate description or an accurate story based on the text, while another one, are they both giving you accurate stories based on the historical data we have?
No, you just
So,
said it out your mouth, bro.
but
You
what's the
just said
so? Let me ask you a question.
accurate. So why does it matter after that?
Time out, book.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the two stories?
Nothing, bro.
So
Nothing.
there's no difference between the two stories.
There's no fucking difference,
So
bro. The only
you're telling me that there's no difference between the Passion of the Christ and Little Nas X's video.
there's no difference, bro. The
Gotcha.
difference, hold up. The difference is that these people take this serious or take it a certain way and want to make it different. But if you can't say, you can't double talk, not you, but anybody. You can't double talk. You can't say it's inaccurate and the back door say, well, this is more. No, nigga, if it's inaccurate, if this shit's not accurate and this is not accurate, so why are we arguing who's more accurate if it's both accurate?
Well, let me ask
Oh,
you a
well, he's
question.
saying his story,
Did
but
Little
he's
Nas
not, he's mocking.
did Little Nas X have Jesus in the video?
I don't know. I ain't seen the video.
Oh, so you haven't seen the video?
It doesn't matter, nigga. Both of them is accurate though. I don't gotta see it. If I know that both of them are inaccurate, why the fuck does it matter? You have to answer that question first.
Are we arguing the accuracy?
You
or
have
the
to answer. We have what the fuck message mean, nigga? If it's inaccurate, you are what you're saying. What you are portraying
Well, you
right
know
now.
what? I changed my stance, bro. I changed my stance, bro. Yes, no. Passion of Christ is an accurate description of the text.
It's accurate.
Yeah, it's an accurate story of the text.
How is it accurate? And the niggas writing that bitch. How's it accurate?
It's just an accurate story of the text.
No, how is it accurate if the niggas is in this thing is white? How is it accurate?
Well, I mean, according to Mel Gibson, the people that he had playing.
Mel Gibson, my niggas taught the Bible. How is it accurate if it's niggas in here white?
Mel Gibson gave you his.
No, so
Mel
it's
Gibson
accurate.
gave you.
It's accurate.
Yeah,
we're not talking about Mel Gibson.
It's an accurate description of the story.
So what you're saying is you don't like homosexuals, not you. Or what the conversation is not about being accurate.
So if the conversation is not about being accurate, why are you harping on accuracy?
Because both
you're bypassing you're bypassing a point I made, which was one is giving you an accurate description of the story in the text, while another one is mocking a religion. You bypassing all of that.
Don't matter.
Bypassing all of that, and you just asking me, are they both accurate?
Don't matter, bro.
Excuse me, I couldn't hear you, bro. You were distorted by your screaming.
It does not matter, bro. This is inaccurate. It's inaccurate.
Yeah, you still underwater, bro.
Once that's your shit, not my shit. Once it's inaccurate, it's inaccurate. It doesn't matter how the level of inaccuracy. If it's inaccurate, it's inaccurate. It's entertainment. This is not real life. It's entertainment. So you're getting all mad over, not you, but people are getting all upset over a depiction. But you gotta have that same vitriol, that same energy for the inaccurate depiction that Mel Gibson gave. And if you don't, you're saying in so many words, I just don't fuck with homosexuals. That's what it is, because Mel Gibson shit is 100% as accurate as it's 100. In fact, 100% is so equal. Mel there's Jesus. Crazy part about it. Mel Gibson put them actors in lace front wigs to pretend to be Jesus a certain way, and he did the same thing with a different perspective. And we're talking about Mel Gibson like, oh, he was telling the story and he was just doing this, and he'd be like, oh, he mocking. How the fuck he not mocking, nigga? We know for a fact it's not Jesus. So how is Mel Gibson not mocking Jesus? If we know for a fact, 100%, we've known for 2,000 years, this nigga didn't have long hair and blonde eyes, and blue eyes. But you'll skip over that, and you'll be like, oh well, no. Why are you not had the same? Not you, but had the same vitriol or had the same attitude about his inaccuracies as his inaccuracies, or bro, so this entertainment, man. This is how you entertain. This is how you entertain. If you don't like it, cut that shit off. Cut it off. Don't watch it.
Gotcha.
Huh?
I just said I got you.
I'm just saying, man. Shit don't make sense.
To you.
You still haven't proven to me how one is inaccurate. You said one is a depiction, right? And one is mocking. But then in the same breath, you said one is inaccurate and the other is inaccurate. So if they're both inaccurate and they both, like, you know that there were actors in the movie with Mel Gibson that had lace front wigs on, right? To portray Jesus.
Well,
am I making this up?
In any movie, you're gonna put a lace front wig on.
So not any movie, Why? But there was no lace front wigs in Jesus' time. There was no niggas with straight hair like that in that.
Well, hold on, time out, bro. Now, see, you can't say there were no lace front wigs in Jesus' time when you're talking about someone who was building attire to match the times, and I gotta put on a wig to match the times or to have a hairstyle that can get as close as I can to the style, bro. Like you can't say there weren't no
Right
lace
there.
fronts wigs, so they had
Hold on.
lace fronts wigs on, bro. Now you
It,
going
hold
far
on,
with that.
you know you tripping because you saying they had lace front wigs to match the times, but Jesus had hair of wool. They didn't have wigs of wool. They had straight lace. They had straight hair wigs to match the depiction of the Roman Jesus. Am I wrong or right?
The Roman Jesus?
The Jesus that the Romans portrayed, not the Jesus that's in the Bible. Because this in the Bible, he hair of wool. Am I reading? Am I reading? Hands to the Bible. Wigs in that hole?
If a Jewish, and I'm not sure, I'm not sure if Henry, whatever his name is, I'm not sure if he's Jewish. But let me ask you a question: if Lil Dicky played Jesus, would you say it's inaccurate?
If Lil Dicky played Jesus, would it be inaccurate? Yes,
Tell me how.
because they said Jesus had hair of wool, and Lil Dicky, even though he has an afro and he has curly hair, it's not woolish. It's still straight hair. It's just he lets the shit grow out. Lil Dicky is Jewish.
Tell me how. Lil Dicky's Jewish, right?
Lil Dicky is Jewish, American Jewish. He's
No,
not
time out.
Jewish.
Whoa, time out. Is Lil Dicky Jewish? Yes or no?
He's not Jewish.
I'm asking a
No.
question. He's not Jewish.
the same. He's not the same Jewish that Jesus was. No.
But Jesus was a Jew. He's just from Jerusalem.
No, he's a different Jew. The
Oh,
Jerusalem
so Lil Dicky is a different Jew, even though his is
from Jesus.
even though his lineage is Jewish.
Yes.
So
Just
let me ask you another
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Could I like all right, what ethnicity or where was Shaka Zulu from?
South Africa.
What part?
He was from Zulu Nation.
Cool. I'm born in America, but my lineage
Yeah.
is from the Zulu Nation.
Yes.
Would it be inaccurate if I played Shaka Zulu?
Yes.
Why?
Because the physical traits and characteristics of you wouldn't match the physical traits and characteristics of Shaka Zulu.
But I'm a descendant of the Zulu Nation.
Yeah, but nigga, you don't have nappy hair. You're not 6'4". You're not slender built and muscular, bro. That's what I'm saying. So
could you play Shaka Zulu?
100%, yeah.
Why is that?
Have you ever seen pictures of Shaka Zulu?
But I'm asking, why is that?
I asked you a question. Have you ever seen pictures of Shaka Zulu?
I'm saying if me and you both are American.
Have you ever seen pictures of Shaka Zulu, man?
JB, stop yelling and let me finish. Me and you are both descendants of the Zulu Nation. We're both born in Third Ward.
Yes.
You're 6'4", I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
You're slender, but I'm fat. You're bald headed with nappy. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
You're bald headed with nappy hair.
Okay.
I'm chubby with nappy-ish hair.
Okay.
You mean to tell me
hair.
You mean to tell me if I drop 30 pounds, I can't play Shaka Zulu? That would be an inaccurate. I'm saying, would that be an inaccurate depiction?
What I'm saying is, if you look at the Zulu warrior or the Zulu person from South Africa, if you want to go into, we can get this conversation in 100 different ways.
No, let's not.
Let's keep it
Let's
simple.
be done with this.
Hold on, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple because
let's be done with it.
When we talk real, you get headaches, bro. You do the type of shit when we talk real.
Who the
If
fuck
you're
you
saying
talking to?
that
I do the type of shit when you talk real. So what that mean?
Look what you're doing right now. You always do this. We talking and you, man, come on, just talk, nigga. Come on.
I'm listening to what you're saying.
I'm listening too, but I don't do all that shit you do. I don't give all the
nigga. How you know I'm not reading my phone? First off, bro.
Read your phone. Anyway, like I was saying, sir.
Motherfucker, my phone is right here. Actually, you know what? Let me pause. I can get some ice, and then I'm gonna let you cook.
Go ahead, get your ice, man. So I could get your ice, man.
Kevin told me about this, bro. Where's my cursor at? Oh, it's over there. Oh, wait.
Basically,
Wait.
they can say, I'm ready. They can say, wait, what about my phone?
Go ahead, go, man.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so in so many words, they're saying there's levels to the disrespect, or there's levels to how you can. That's what it seems like. That you like
That's not what I'm
Mel
saying.
Gibson.
Go ahead,
Oh,
though.
oh, okay. Well, Mel Gibson is disrespected in this way, but he was accurate in he was inaccurate in the way he depicted it, but he was accurate in the wording or the spirit of what he was trying to do. And Lil Nas X was inaccurate in the way that he depicted it, and he was mocking.
Well, they didn't tell the same stories at all.
Oh, so
So
they're both.
one gave you a story of one gave you and what I was saying was one gave you an accurate story based off of the stories of the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and another guy gave you a video that appeared to be uh satanic symbolism,
Mm-hmm.
giving the devil a lap dance,
Okay.
killing the devil, and then
Okay.
taking the devil's place on the throne.
Oh, you talking about the old video? You ain't talking about the new video. We
Yeah,
talking about I seen that one.
that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, but that ain't the one that made the news recently because he did it again. But anyway, even in that segment,
I mean, I ain't talking about the video with him and Jack Harlow when they was doing the gay shit
no,
in
no, 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 no,
prison.
no, 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 no,
Like,
no,
I
no,
ain't give
no.
a fuck about that.
No,
I
no,
just,
no. He has
you
a
know,
no. He has a new video where he himself is portraying Jesus on the cross.
oh, I haven't seen that one. I didn't know that was a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. That's why the conversation even came. But anyway, um, so just for clarification, not even that. My stance is my stance. You can have your stance, of course. I can have my stance. That's what people do. You don't feel disrespected by Mel Gibson's portrayal of Black Jesus as a white person and Jesus' disciples as white people. That doesn't offend you because it was accurate in the wording or the spirit of what he's trying to do. Correct me when I'm wrong.
No, I was not offended by the movie.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is I'm 100% offended, more than I'm 200% offended by you trying to tell me that the person that's my savior looks like you when I know he and when we both know when you went out your way to change the way our savior look, like you know it, like the research you did. This is what I'm saying, bro. This is why I be like, man, this is why I really just stop myself and just I really just pause and think to myself, like, man, don't do what you want to do. Because I'm like, bro, the research he had to do to make this movie, the research, you know what he did to make that movie, bro? You know all the research he did to make that movie, how
Mhm.
much scripture he wrote, how much, I mean, he read, how much he studied the Bible to make this movie, and you get a whole bunch of white people in this movie, nigga, and you like, I'm not think about that shit, and he goddamn me knows well that these are not the people in the movie. So it's a conscious effort by Mel Gibson to be like, no, people like these people. It's a conscious effort. It's a conscious effort by somebody to demean and change the way this text looks for you, not you, but for the audience to change this shit on purpose. But you're not offended by that.
What if I
But you're
told
offended by
you? What if I told you Mel Gibson is Jewish, and he rolled with people who look like him?
my nigga. You
I'm
ain't hear
I'm
what I
asking.
said. No,
I heard what you
shit.
said clearly.
Shit. I just told you he researched this book. He read this book. He's the depiction of these people, the physical attributes and the hair, the skin, everything of these people. There's no dispute on that. But he changed it on purpose. Fuck what you talking about what he wanted to do. He read this shit. He had to
When you say fuck what I'm talking about, you speaking to me personally or just society?
saying that it's the shit in English, man. Is the movie even in English?
I couldn't hear you, broke up. What you said?
Is the movie even in English?
Well, yeah, I was in English.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure that part there's a bunch of the movie that's
I
not
wasn't
even
in
in
Hebrew.
English.
I think it was in Hebrew. Yeah, it had
That's what
subtitles.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. To the point where I even made the movie in Hebrew to kind of be accurate to the text. But the text tells you that this person looked like this. It says it in clear, plain words. This is how this person looked. But
Gotcha.
I decided I'm gonna change it because he changed that shit because he wanted to. This is what
Gotcha.
I want to be. So that's not offensive. But then, this person over here says, I'm a this person who's from the inner city of New York, who's making songs, who's entertaining, who's trying to create dollars for himself and his family or his loved ones. He's not a scholar. He's not researching any text. He's entertaining. He's trying to get views, likes, clicks. We mad at him, but we're not mad at Mel Gibson. That's just confusing as fuck to me, man. That's just confusing as fuck to me, man. It's
Should
like
the
saying,
should
it's like,
the should the Scottish be upset with Mel Gibson playing in Braveheart if there were no Scottish people playing those roles?
they can be. No,
Why not?
because if I'm saying, if this shit is all entertainment, if this is entertainment, right? What's the job for it to do? It can't be entertainment when white folks do it, but it's real when black. That's what I'm really getting to in the grand scheme. It can't be entertainment when white folks do it, or it can't be just for movie or for but when we do it, like when Tupac does something, that's just taken serious to hell. When 21 Savage is when we do it, that shit is fucking scripture. It's like, man, you can't be that's your community. But when Martin Scorsese makes 15 movies about mafia, oh, what a great cinematic. That's what I'm saying. Like we can't hold people to different and if we as people, me and you, people in the media, don't have the stance that like shit, this shit is all media. That's what Cat Williams is saying. Cat Williams like shit. You ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta do that monkey shit, man. You ain't gotta do that shit. But Steve Harvey like shit, nigga. If you pay me, nigga, I'm gonna be a gorilla. I don't give a damn. This is verbatim.
Yeah, that's
Y'all
his
10
stance.
million,
That's what he want
huh?
to do, bro. That's his stance. That's what he want to do.
But what I'm saying, I agree with you. I'm saying every person has their own personal moral compass, but it looks funny when we point the finger at this person for standing on something for our people or for our general upbringing and be like, oh man, da, da, da. But this person over here is telling you all outright, nigga, if they pay me, nigga, I'll do whatever they pay me. I'll do whatever they say if they pay me. Monkey, jigaboo, whatever. That's the conversation that Cat Williams was having. He was like, Kevin Hart is not, he's portraying, he's telling you, I'm of the people and I came up and grinded, but really he's doing everything they said, tell him to do. Go put dress on, go rub booties with Will Ferrell. Go do this thing. Like culturally, I ain't gonna say that part because that part that's gonna hurt if I say it like that. But I'll say like this. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, man.
You are correct. That is 1000% correct. Now you have to dive into the mentality of that person and what they stand for.
Fuck that person, man.
Well, you can't say that.
Why
because
not?
now
Fuck that person, nigga. That say fuck me.
because there might be some things that you stand for, and not you as in you personally, just a
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
You know, like there could be
yeah.
things that you stand for that somebody else can be like, "Hey, man, fuck that whack shit you standing for."
That's cool. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying, and
Because it could be
I
whack to that person. To that
fuck
person,
that.
it
But
could be
that
whack.
that don't make sense. I mean, I feel what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that is a microcosm, bro. I'm talking about on a grand scale, bro. What I'm saying is like, yeah, man, I don't like LeBron James. That's my personal thing. That's me. I can tell you why I don't like him. I can tell you the reasons why. But that's me. But I don't be around here. I don't go around and say LeBron James suck dick for a living. Hold up, my headphones came apart. I don't make up stories about LeBron James that's not true, right? To shoot slugs in LeBron James, and in the same breath, LeBron James can't be like, cause I'm popular, I'll let this shit that I know ain't right slide. Like I said last time, like I said at the beginning, like, bruh, if you get on TV on one day and say the world needs to look at America and the injustices, the social injustices, they can't turn a blind eye. That's what he's saying out his mouth. And then the next month you go to China and nigga ask you, hey man, we got social injustice going on, man. Oh, I can't talk about that. But you just cried to the world to say, like, I don't know, man. I don't be making. I'm making good sense, bro. I make great sense, man. It's just like the way that we are wired, the way that we're tooled will tell you or will influence you to be like, nah, man, that shit crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. Like Mel Gibson is just as at fault as Mel Gibson is just as at fault as Lil Nas X, man. If there's a fault to have. I'm not saying that either one is at fault, but if it's a fault to have, how can one person be at fault and one not, and they both doing the exact, no difference. There's no difference, bro. Does Mel Gibson know that Jesus is black? Hell yeah. Does he know Jesus had wool hair? Hell yeah, he knows that. Did Jesus have wool hair in his movie? Hell no. So why we not up in his ass? Why we not like, man, this nigga tripping, man? I'm asking you, how come not in his ass?
I don't know. I don't have an answer
Because
for you.
niggas have selective morality, man. Niggas be more because niggas don't fuck with GQ2, whatever they are called, the alphabet people. They don't fuck with them. So it's easy to throw slugs at them, man.
When you say
It's
niggas, you mean
easy.
as in society as a whole, or
I mean,
just black people?
society as a whole.
Okay,
Society as a
gotcha,
whole.
gotcha, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Society doesn't
I mean,
mess
you
with
do,
them.
you do have your like super would call evangelicals
Yeah.
who, you know, if I tell them, well, the story of Christ is just a remix of the story of Amun Ra or the story of ancient Sumerian religion, they're gonna look at me crazy and call me blasphemy. Or if I
Doesn't matter what
tell
they
them,
say.
no, let me finish. Well, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. When technically no, I don't give a fuck. But I'm just giving you the perspective of maybe someone who is that far on that ledge where if I say, well, you know what? How are you even mad about the depiction of Christ when there's no historical data that shows us that he even existed? We have historical data that shows us other,
There is that. There is
figures.
data that says he did it. There's
Oh no,
data that says,
I'm talking. I'm
okay,
just
go ahead.
speaking. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If I tell you that, if I say where the bones at, have y'all ever found the bones? You can find the bones of pharaohs who predate him, but you
Mm-hmm.
can't find it. You can't find his burial spot or his
Mm-hmm.
or his bones or whatever. If I say that, then I'm blasphemous. But they've been doing this for years, though. I mean, they've been doing this for centuries upon centuries upon centuries upon centuries, bro.
Which I thought we had a conversation about this before, and I was like, once you start watching the NBA, like watching and knowing what the fuck's going on?
I don't know.
Rockets 93, 94, 95, roughly.
Sure.
So I'm saying that if your gauge is from 93 to today, right? That's a bunch of basketball. That's a bunch of superstars and a bunch of dynasties and what you call it, right? But if I'm saying, bro, I've watched the NBA since 1984, 85, maybe even 80, 83, right? And I say it's people that's been watching it since 1970, right? Just because in 2024 they have whatever they have and it is what it is, that don't mean the people that saw the game in 1970 forgot about what basketball could be or is or was. To flip up to move the needle and everything. There was a conversation with on the It Is What It Is podcast with Sebastian Telfair, and he was saying he was the greatest NY point guard ever, right? And so he gave his receipts and told why, and he showed his stats and like I won three, you know, 3 state championships, right? Day two, Mark Jackson comes back and is like, hey man, I'm not even coming to dispute what you said about what you did. I'm just saying, bruh, I done seen everything you did in 30 years before that, bro. So just because you living in the now or you living in your time, but I done seen your time, my time, and the time before me. It don't disappear because somebody changes and because somebody changes the narrative, the truth doesn't disappear. The truth never goes away. So when Mel Gibson comes and puts the Jesus with blonde hair and blue eyes, just because he does that, the truth don't go away. And those who know better should be upset with him. And we all know better. So we should all be upset with him. And if we're not upset with him, then how the fuck are we upset with Lil Nas X? Because because his spectrum is over here, because his was closer, like they both wrong. They both dead ass wrong. And they both know they dead ass wrong. So why are we mad at one at the other? Sebastian Telfair is wrong. Yeah, you was cold, bro, but you wasn't colder than this guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. You had a history, but it was guys before you who won and guys after you won. You can't just say because of my time, how I feel, that means I'm right. No, bro, man, history is the great equalizer, man. You can't lie on time.
But I need some clarity on something.
Mhm,
Me and the big homie was having a conversation,
mhm.
and a topic came up. The topic was who passed the torch as like, the best entertainer of said time. We went from James Brown to Mike to Usher, Usher to
Mhm.
Chris Brown. And I might
Yeah.
have missed some people in the gaps.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, you said Neo.
Now what I said was I felt like it was somebody in that gap before Usher or during an Usher gap. Because I felt like Usher, I didn't I agree with James Brown. I agree with the Michael Jackson.
Usher clearly passed the torch to Chris Brown.
But the thing about it is, but Usher sound to me, when I'm looking at it, I've been thinking like Usher's kind of like Kevin Hart, bro. Name Usher's 5
shit.
biggest songs to you, not just to you. Name Usher's
Oh
5 biggest
shit.
songs.
So my question would be: are we talking about songs or just entertaining?
Bro, just name Usher 5 biggest songs.
I mean, of course, Confessions. Shit, I don't.
Okay.
You know, I don't know the name of songs. Why are you asking me
I
name of
mean,
songs?
you got no name song. Just think the songs that let's
But
say, yeah.
that's not the
Let's
time.
oh,
Talking about. That's
let me
neither
finish.
here nor there, because
Let me
we're
see
not
if I'm
talking.
this.
We're not necessarily speaking on the songs. From my understanding and how we interpreted the conversation, it was all around entertainer.
Yeah.
So when you talk about James Brown, he had songs and he had a stage presence. Same thing with
Yeah.
Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson
Yeah.
had hella songs, hella
Yeah.
stage presence. Same thing with Usher. Usher has hella songs, hella stage presence, and then he
But,
passed it to
let
Chris
me
Brown.
stop. I'm stop you there though.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Then
Yeah.
he passed it to Chris Brown, who has hella songs and stage presence. So, and Usher clearly passed the torch to Chris Brown. From my understanding, you threw Neo's name in there. I would ask, when you throw Neo's name in there, are we speaking on the entertainment aspect, or are you speaking on the songwriting aspect?
Talking about what I'm saying is that when I think about Usher, I think I speak for most people when I say the first thing you hear about when you think Usher, you think yeah, right?
What you mean?
That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that's not the
yeah.
first thing I think about
What's the
Usher.
first thing? What's the thing about Usher? What's the first song you think about Usher?
Confessions. Uh, I'm cruising the block in my drop top. That shit. Like yeah, is not the first thing I think about when I think Usher. That's honestly that's to me. That yeah would be like down the catalog.
All right, but I'm not. You can have your opinion, but I'll say that when I look at the numbers, yeah, is Usher's biggest song.
I don't know if that's true, but now I see the disconnect because it's not a numbers conversation.
What you mean?
The entertainment
But what I'm
part,
saying,
the
that's what I'm saying.
entertainment part is the showmanship of the shows for us, his ability to dance and put on that entertaining show. That's what we were speaking of.
But I'm
So
saying,
now
what
if
I'm
you're
saying,
speaking
and
of time out, if you're speaking of numbers, like what songs did numbers wise, then that's not in the same vein of that entertainment showmanship that got passed from James Brown to Mike, from Mike to Usher, from Usher to Chris Brown. Then that's the disconnect. So I get it now. I get
no,
why you threw
no,
Neo's
no,
name
no,
in
no,
there.
no. I'm saying that when you think of Usher, Usher had a man, I don't know. Like I had this conversation in my head a couple of days ago about Usher and about Kofi. I was like, man, do you think Usher is bigger than his beats?
Is what?
Do you think Usher is bigger than his beats?
Yeah, that nigga danced up a wall. He is.
You think so?
It's the
So
same thing. It's the same thing with Beyonce. Well, I don't. It's the same thing with Beyonce. She's not the best actual vocalist of her time, but she is the best entertainer, female entertainer of her time.
I don't know, man. Like I don't think that Usher's bigger than his beats, bro. Like when you say confessions, is it the words of the song or is it the beat? Or is it the beat and the words? Like if you was to break it down, if I play confessions and just play the beat,
If you
could
play
you play the beat by
Confessions,
itself?
you can play the beat by itself. You also can play the words a cappella by themselves. They both slap. Now
You
the
listen
difference.
to how many times in your lifetime have you listened to confessions a cappella?
I mean, you asked me, do I think that it's the beats or the songs? I'm telling you, both slap. I'm telling you, you can play the beat and it slaps. You can also listen to the lyrics and they slap. I don't think that
Have
the
you
beat
listened?
is. I don't think the beat is carrying the song. I think that the
I'm
song.
saying that the beat is bigger than the song. I'm not saying it's carrying. I'm just saying the beat.
I don't think the beat is bigger than the vocals. No, I don't.
uh, I feel as if like I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, I mean, it's a slippery slope. It's a I don't know, man. I don't
So if you
know.
ask me,
I think
it's the Jay Z Nas comparison. If you ask me, do I think that while I do believe that Jay Z is uh, I think he's a nice lyricist. But if you ask me, do I think he has songs that the beats are bigger than the lyrics? 100% yes. If you ask me, does Nas have beats that are bigger than the lyrics? I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure he does have some, but he also, most of the time, I think it's the lyrics carry the song because Nas is notoriously known for picking bad beats. If you think he picks bad beats, I don't think he picks that many bad beats. But I do think that Nas, lyrical wise, can make a song, can make a bad beat sound good. He did it with that little EP that Kanye put out. While I'm not a fan of that
that were
EP,
not bad beats. They were not bad beats.
some of
No,
them was
it's
a little
not.
iffy, bro.
How? Which one?
I'm not, but see, you a Kanye fan, so
No, nigga, which I'm not. No, you know why I'm saying it's not about Kanye fan? Because when the same EP dropped as a visual, niggas went crazy. Like literally, not me talking, literally the same exact EP dropped as a visual, and boys went like the numbers was stupid crazy with the same exact beats, right?
it's
Like,
Nas
and there were no
rapping
samples.
it's Nas under the Brooklyn Bridge. It's gonna go. They gonna go bananas, bro.
Have you seen the visuals?
Well, duh.
The visuals when it was like a movie. It's like a 12, no, like a 15-minute movie. You saw that one?
Duh.
Nas didn't have it. He wasn't in it.
Duh.
So what I'm saying is it was a movie, and people literally was like, Nas should have dropped this album instead of the Kanye. Like, I don't know. I dive into things differently than other people, or whatever. But
Yeah, you do.
like I literally I'm looking at the different the commentary, the different sites that's dropping it, and like people are literally saying like, why he ain't dropped this instead of the Kanye thing? Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? Like people didn't realize this is the exact same project. People just felt certain people had that selective morality that I don't like you today, so
Oh
I don't
my
like nothing you
god.
do.
I do think
That's
when
the
that
truth,
first
man.
project actually came out, it was mix. The mix was fucked up because they went back and redid the mix. Like when they dropped like the single and a visual for the single where they all was under the Brooklyn Bridge, niggas went crazy. But it came out before that, and the mix was kind of fucked up.
I'm not sure about that because the Brooklyn under the Brooklyn Bridge, that was the live when they was live. That wasn't the album drop. That was just when they came out and did whatever. But the album came out. I don't know. Let me stop. I'll listen to stuff. I listen to stuff off my Spotify and or my Tidal. So when the album came out on Tidal, I heard the 7 song. Really, what nigga was mad out that it was only 7. It was 7 songs. And it was like, why? Because that's when he was dropping them 7 songs back to back to back to back to back with the albums. And it was like, damn, 7 songs. That was the commentary about Nas' album. And then Nas came with the da da da. But anyway, I don't
So
know.
did you think so are you saying that so you saying someone else came between Usher and Chris Brown or Mike and Usher?
No, it's Mike. To me, really, it's Mike, and then I mean, Usher, yeah, but it's kind of by default to me, cause like I don't think anybody. It's not been another Mike. It's not been another Mike like uh performer. You know what I'm saying?
So who's the
Like
closest? After
like
Mike,
what
who
I'm
was the
saying.
closest?
But I'm not. I'm not even in that realm of thought. I'm like, why I gotta degrade my scale because nobody else appreciates their heights again, right?
But wasn't
Like,
this your question though?
nah,
So whose question was it?
that was him and his spouse. Him and his spouse were talking about James Brown, Mike, Usher, what's you call it, and she didn't believe in James Brown. And then when he came back to Usher, I was like, man, I don't know. And I think the reason why I said Neo, because I was like, in my brain, I was like, Usher cold, but Usher not cold as Mike. When I
Well,
say
nobody's as cold as Mike though.
James Brown was as cold as Mike,
James
Prince
Brown
was as
came
cold as
before Mike. Mike learned
that's
the
what I'm
game.
saying. Prince was as cold as Mike.
No. They do similar things, but they were in different lanes.
Prince was as cold as Mike. Mike danced better than Mike.
On what level though? Because if you're
On
talking
every
about,
level, nigga, on songwriting, on songs,
but see, we
on
ain't talking.
impact,
But that's the thing though. We're
on
talking about
entertaining.
purely stage entertaining. That's what the conversation was. It wasn't songwriting. Now, if you throw
Okay,
songwriting in the mix, yes, because Neo is he has a fire pen. He has a fire pen. So if you're throwing songwriting in the mix, well, yeah, Neo has a fire pen. Neo
that's
would
why
be
Mike is better than.
Neo would supersede Usher because of his
I'm not.
pen.
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't even say super. I'm just saying.
No, he
Really,
would because of his pen.
more than anything, I'm saying that Usher, like you talking about James Brown, you talking about Mike, right? These are some supernovas.
It is. But what I'm saying is if you're speaking of
Usher was.
if
He
you're
was. He
speak
was.
if you're speaking of that, if you're speaking of the aspect of songwriting, producing, and the pen, yes, Neo supersedes Usher because Neo has a fire pen. Neo pen fire shit for himself and many other R&B acts that are hot right now. I mean, Neo has pen shit for Beyonce. He's pen shit for everybody. Same thing with the Mike Jackson Prince argument. While Mike did pen shit that was fire, he had Barry Gordon. He had the Barry Gordon machine too. Prince pen
Nah.
shit. Prince pen shit. Prince
So did
compose
Mike.
shit.
So did Mike.
Prince
That's what I'm
played
saying.
everything, bro. Did Mike play
Mike.
everything?
I don't know if Mike played everything, but I know
Mike
Mike. He
didn't
played
play anything.
some. No, he played some. He played the instruments.
What did he play?
He played. He played. I think he played piano, and I know he produced albums. He produced records. But I'm saying that. Like what I'm saying, I'm not. I'm just saying that Mike. Mike penned some stuff, man. Mike penned some stuff too.
He penned
Prince
more than
penned some stuff.
penned more than Prince. Prince composed his
Nah.
entire album. Prince penned shit for Alicia Keys. Prince produced shit for Alicia Keys. Prince played
So
everything.
I mean, Mike people too. I don't know. Prince did not pen everything for his keys, bro. He
I
penned
didn't say
some stuff
everything.
on them.
I said
What'd you say?
my words were Prince
Oh,
penned some stuff for Alicia Keys. He
yeah, that's
produced stuff
cool.
for like his pen is
Yeah.
fire. His
So is
pen was
Mike's.
fire. Okay.
So is Mike's. Mike's pen went fire.
I don't think Mike's pen was Prince. I don't think
I'm saying,
Mike's pen wasn't Prince. Mike
okay,
Mike
all
was
right.
Prince goes into the studio and he can pen, vocal, play, everything. I don't think Mike can do that or could do that.
What's the parameter to say? I'm just asking. What's the parameter? You saying that because Prince penned more, or because Prince penned bigger, or because Prince penned longer? It's like if I said, if I just said,
you
if
would
I
have
said We
to.
Are the World, then you'd be like, what song can you compare to We Are the World?
I would say there's just one song, and that also was a compilation of big artists, again with the power of Barry Gordy behind it, and the pen
No,
of
who
Barry
penned
Gordy
it
as well.
though? No,
Mike
who
ain't
penned
penned
it?
all of it.
But no, Mike pinned it. Barry Gordy
All
didn't
of
pin it.
he pinned all of it.
It was Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie who
You mean to
pinned it.
tell
That's
me
who's on the right.
who?
Michael Jordan and Lionel Richie were the
Michael
pins of We
Jordan
Are the
pinned
World.
that shit?
I think Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie were the pins of We Are the World.
And we know Lionel Richie got a fire pin.
So did Michael Jackson.
You right.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I just feel like I think the reason why I said Neo is because, like I said, it was they had dips, and Mike ain't never had no dip, and Prince ain't never had no dip,
But we
and
weren't. But
James Brown ain't had no dip, ain't had no dip.
I don't think that the comparison was Usher to Mike or Usher to James Brown. I think it was just simply passing the torch. James passed it to Mike. Mike passed it to Usher, like literally passed it to Usher. Usher literally passed it to Chris Brown.
You think
And
Mike passed it? You think Mike passed it to Usher?
1000%. As a child star, Usher performed with Mike, and they did the proverbial passing of the torch. Usher did the same thing to Chris Brown.
When was this?
I mean,
Inform me.
It was a while ago. But
No,
Usher,
when was
1000% performed with Mike.
I'm just, when was it? Like,
I mean, it had to be some years ago, bub. When he was younger in the game. Probably when he was two-stepping with Puff.
Usher with Puff?
When Usher was two-stepping with Puff. Usher was originally one of Puff's artists. And his mom said, hey, I don't know what y'all got going on over there, but my son coming home doing too much man of shit. And then he had to move around. I think he started two-stepping with JD. Usher 1000% was two-stepping with Puff.
Who's on stage tonight? This is Chris Tucker, Michael Jackson, and yeah, so I don't know. I see one performance together. September 10th of 2001. Usher joined Usher joined Michael for performance to You Rock My World with Chris Tucker. That's passing the torch. I don't know. I'll just be about receipts, man. You can say something, but I just want to go, find the evidence to support said cause so I can, understand. Nah, Usher cool. Like I said, I don't think that Usher didn't fill that gap, but in the same breath, it's like I also feel like that gap is not the same. Like I'm saying, like all the people, like there were several people that were before Usher that had that spot that just fell off, like the Bobby Browns, like the who else was a solo entertainer? Like all of them was like the R. Kelly's, like the
I would ask Bobby Brown and R. Kelly, their performance is what we're speaking of. Or their performances of
you don't think art okay, I'm gonna ask you one question and give me an honest answer. You think Bobby Brown could sing?
Yeah. I don't think he sings better than Usher, but he can sing.
Think you think better than Usher, Michael Jackson, or Chris Brown?
No.
What do you think the biggest draw to Bobby Brown was?
I didn't say he couldn't sing. You asked me, do I think he sings better than them?
Okay, what do you think the biggest draw to Bobby Brown was? And this might not be fair because you was younger when this was going on.
Yeah, you're an old nigga.
But Bobby Brown's biggest draw was performance, bro.
Oh, I'm not. I went to the New Edition tours, bro. But I don't think
New Edition. He before that, bro.
I don't think that he performed better than Usher. No. R. Kelly sure as hell didn't perform better than Usher, bro.
I think he did too, bro.
You think R. Kelly is a better performer than Usher?
Yes, man.
Oh, man, get the okay.
Are you talking about dancing or
performing?
performing?
That's what we're talking about. Dancing
The
is a part of
performing is
the entire
dancing
performance.
is a part of it. Like what
the
you say?
entire performance.
Dancing is a part.
R. Kelly's entire performance was not better than Usher's.
Dancing is a part of performance.
I
So
understand that part, sir.
Usher dances better than R. Kelly.
The
Does
entire
Usher dance-
performance, the
Hold up.
entire presentation of the song, the vocals, the performance, yes, that entire package is better.
You think Usher better than Bob Brown?
Yes,
No,
for the third
not even
time.
close.
I'm gonna say it one more
Not
time.
even-
yes,
not even close.
but that's your opinion.
Not
I'm
even
not gonna knock
close,
your
bro.
opinion.
I'm talking about numbers wise and why I say numbers because you can quantify the tours and because that's how you like why do I go to see somebody because they got to throw at the performance not because they can sing because a lot of people can sing. Shy can sing, Boys II Men can sing, Jordan can sing, most people, Ralph Tresvant can sing. Ralph Tresvant I think can sing better than Bobby Brown, but does his solo performances have the outcome? Velvet DeVoe were better vocally. Ricky Bell was better vocally than Bobby Brown. Was their tours and their bigger now because Bobby Brown's performance, Lady Gaga got to throw that performance, right?
Yep.
Mariah Carey can sing her ass off, but she can't perform that well.
Nope.
So I'm just asking the question.
Pretty sure I've already answered the question though.
You think that Usher's performance is that much better than Bobby Brown's? I don't know. I think maybe you had to be alive in that time. Bobby Brown just fell off, bro. But as far as being the centrifugal figure in R&B, Bobby Brown had it for like 4 or 5 years, 3 or 4 years.
And Usher didn't?
How long did Usher have it?
Probably more. I give him a good 5 years.
I was the same. And what I'm saying is, Usher, I don't know. It's not a knock on Usher at all. Usher Cole, Usher got hits, he got the whole package. But was Usher bigger than Bobby Brown? That's a great question, bro. I don't think so. Because Usher wasn't never a phenomenon, bro. Usher was cold and good, but Usher was never. They were never faking and passing out for Usher, bro. Usher was never a phenomenon. Usher was like in teen magazines, like, oh, Usher. Bobby Brown was a phenomenon, bro. Bobby Brown married Whitney Houston, man. Bobby Brown was an entity in the music industry. Usher was a great artist. It's no knock on either one. It's like at this point, what we're talking about now, we're talking about filet mignon and salmon. They both great, bro. It's just like what's your preference or what sold more on a different. It's like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, bro. They both great. I don't know. That's the.
Oh, see, then that's the disconnect because you tell me Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. I don't think that they're close.
You'll be a fool to say that, bro.
I don't think they're close. I
think
Whitney Houston's voice was so big that in her prime, there was nobody fucking with her. Now Mariah Carey can sing,
but you wasn't live in her prime, bro. I mean, you was live, but how old was you in her prime?
So I can't go. But how you know I'm not a fan of Whitney Houston? I can't go back and listen to Whitney Houston and listen to Mariah Carey and know which one.
Yeah,
I like
but you can go back and listen. I agree with you, bro. Don't take this as any insult or anything. I agree with you saying you can go back, but I was alive when that shit.
You ain't that much older than me.
Yeah,
you
but
got me by what, 4 years?
Okay, I was alive and cognizant and understanding when Vision of Love dropped, bro, Whitney Houston had to change shit up, bro. When Vision of Love, when she dropped that song, that shit shook the entire R&B industry. And you had to be alive. It's like I was saying earlier. You have
I
to,
wasn't alive, my nigga.
you have to be alive and
How old
cognizant
were
and
you?
know what's
How
going
old were you?
on.
How old were you?
And probably like 10, 12.
And you was that cognizant of Mariah Carey at 12.
Had to be because nigga, when you turn TV, it's all you seen was a Mariah Carey. It's all you like. God damn, everything is Mariah Carey.
All right.
Just like if I talk about Michael Adams, like you know who Michael Adams is,
Nope.
but that's what I'm saying. You had to be
Who was
cognizant
Michael
and a
Adams? Who
lot.
was Michael Adams?
Played for the Denver Nuggets, man. Point guard, man. When they were scoring 140 a game back in the gap. Like, but you had to be alive and cognizant to know what was going on. So now when you see these niggas scoring, it's like, oh, that shit been happened before, man. I've been seeing that shit. That shit, like, not saying it's not amazing now, but like, I seen it before, man. Like, Ron Harper. People be like, oh yeah, he played for the Lakers and the Bulls. He was a point guard. He was old and broke up. But if you was alive, or if you was cognizant of him at Cleveland, and him and the Clippers, it was him and Jordan going back and forth. It was who the coldest shooting guard, Ron Harper or Michael Jordan. Now you can go back and look as later on and be like, oh yeah, but going back and looking at the same as being there, you know what I'm saying? It's different.
Gotcha.
My co-ref, he graduated with Johnny Bailey. One of my co-refs actually. And we talk about it all the time. When we talk about, when he was in high school, he came from Wall Trip and transferred to Yates, whatever, in '84. He older than me.
Coldest nigga in Texas.
Who, Johnny Bailey?
Yes, sir.
One of them. And so when I came up, we used to watch tapes because he was like he was 84, 85. No, 83, 84. And when I try to explain to young people what he used to do, it don't even seem real. You know what I'm saying? But they'll tell you Devin Hester. Oh, Devin Hester was the coldest. Like, nah, man, Johnny Bailey is the coldest return man I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? I've seen this man be surrounded by people. Seen literally be surrounded by players, and the ball's in front of him, he looking in their eye, he looking around in people's eyes, like, okay, who looking at me? And get that thing and he was a marginal player in the NFL, right? So that being said, I'm saying like it's one thing to review something, it's nothing to see something
I
as
will
it is as it's
I will say some Regency bias in that take though.
what, Johnny Bailey? For
Versus
me,
Devin Hester, yes. And it would
well,
be for us. And the
I would say,
the only reason why I'm saying that is
yeah,
because in Devin Hester's town where he went to high school at, he did the same shit. The difference between him and Johnny Bailey is it translated to the pros for Devin Hester when it didn't for Johnny Bailey. Regarding that, I'm not saying the talent wasn't there. There were other factors involved in the reason why it didn't for Johnny Bailey, but
mhm.
we saw it on the biggest scale with Devin Hester. We didn't see
I,
it on the biggest scale with Johnny Bailey.
I would say this. Devin Hester in high school wasn't playing against the same competition. So we can transition to this about the football. We can end on some football shit with the Cowboys.
Whoa, time out. How can you qualify that?
Because I'm looking at in that 83, 84 in Houston, you got Mike Single, you got Hall of Fame players that's playing in high school. You got Hall of Fame NFL players that's in that in at several different schools, Sterling, Worthing, Waltrip, you know what I'm saying? Devin Hester didn't have that in his house in his high school
Where
division.
Devin Hester from?
Devin Hester is from, I'm gonna tell you right now because I forgot. Devin Hester is from. He is from. Give me a second. You know what I'm saying? He from Riviera Beach, Florida.
Okay.
Damn, that boy had a hard life, man.
Now, can you tell me
He
who the
played in
Hall of
Palm.
Famers were or who
He
weren't
played.
there? Can you tell
He
me
played it.
can you tell me the acumen of the talent that was there?
He went to Suncoast High School in Riviera Beach, Florida in 203. Went to college in Miami. Ended up a second round draft pick for in '06.
No, I know what you did in college. We all know
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
did in college. We all know
So
who he played against and who he played with.
yeah. In high school, he was All-American. He played in the Cali Florida Bowl. He returned a kick for a touchdown. He was a 4-star recruit. He was a cornerback in high school. He was listed as the second best quarterback in 2002
So I
under
don't know
Johnny
if we can
Bailey.
say that he didn't play against Hall of Fame caliber players.
I mean,
He went to the U. He was on the team with Hall of Famers, let alone playing
that's
against them.
that's in. So, uh, I would have to go look, but I can almost guarantee you that there was at least 2 Hall of Famers on every team. Well, up to least 1 NFL Hall of Famer on every team in the district that Johnny Blade played in all 4 of his years. And that's hard to say anywhere. It was one out of Sterling. It was one out of Worthing. It was one out of Yates. It was
Who
a
was out
couple
of
out of
Sterling?
Yates. Sterling, it had to been what's his name? Not Bobby Brown, but let me see. Sterling High School Football Hall of Fame. See what I'm saying? You gotta type it in, man. Let's see. I gotta just type it in, man. What's wrong, Sterling? I put Sterling High School, Houston Sterling. Mind you, Clyde went there. I'm pretty sure he played football, but let's
Did you just
see.
throw me Clyde the Glide?
Here we go. Clyde, man, I guess when he slowed up, man, we didn't get to the point where we're looking up stuff on the internet. Man, I'm not in a type mood, man, but I see
It's all
Russell
good.
Andrews.
What was your last
Uh,
point, bro? You was finna tell me something about the Cowboys.
oh yeah, man, Dak. People are petitioning for Dak to be the MVP, man. And like they ain't play nobody, man. The division sucks. They beat 3. They only played 5 teams with winning records the whole year. And they lost 3 of them 5 games. So you really ran up your stats against bad teams. So like, how can you be the MVP, man?
Is he the most valuable player on his team?
You're not more valuable than Lamar Jackson.
I said, is he the most
What?
valuable player on his team? I don't believe he should be the MVP, but I'm asking.
On his team, no. CeeDee Lamb is.
So CeeDee Lamb's the MVP of his team?
Probably so.
Gotcha.
I mean, nah, maybe Michael Parsons. Like it's hard to tell who's most valuable because they played such a horrible schedule and such horrible teams. It's like if I go and play a bunch of ninth graders for a week straight, and then you go play against the 12th graders for a week straight, and I average 30, you average 25. they're gonna say, "Oh, well, you average 30, so you better." Like, but you played ninth graders, right?
Yeah.
They lost to two. They lost to two losing teams with their full squad.
Okay.
Uh, 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 Lamar Jackson lost all his receivers, lost
Okay.
no more receivers, and still had 5,000 yards. But like I said, you're a Cowboy apologist, man, because you're like, oh man, they had a chance. They ain't never been good enough, man.
Okay. I'm not a Cowboy fan, but okay.
I didn't say you. I said you apologist.
I'm not.
You was like they had a chance. They had enough. It was the
No, they got
coaching.
enough. They have enough. They have enough.
How?
You just named me Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Parsons. We ain't even talking about Vander Ish holding down the Mike linebacker. We ain't talking about the other DN. I forgot his name. Trevor Lawrence. You mean not Trevor Lawrence? Whatever his last name Lawrence is, number 90. That nigga is damn near just as good as Michael Parsons, just older. O line is decent. Uh, your boy in the
Are the
backfield is supposed to
Cowboys?
be fire.
Is the Cowboys defense better than the Cleveland defense?
DN is wash. Uh, you both
DN's a
got
wash.
DN is a wash. Michael
DN's a
Parsons
wash.
is a wash. They both are high caliber DN, so it's a wash.
Okay, it's a wash. Okay.
You can't go wrong with either DN, whether if it's Parsons or what's my name, Garrett.
Yeah.
You can't I'm not mad if I have either one on my team, bro.
I'm just saying that.
I know I'm asking you, are you if you have the pick of those two, does it even matter?
Yeah, it matters.
It matters.
Yeah.
Who's more explosive? I'm asking.
Well, I'm saying that Cleveland played with 3 different quarterbacks and was still successful because
You
of the
said no,
defense.
you asked me about the defense.
And listen, because of the defense, because they were so dominant, they played with 3 different quarterbacks. They were playing with Browning, not Browning. They were playing with PJ Walker, right? Yeah, PJ Walker.
No, the back end
Dak,
of the back end of Cleveland defense is better than Dallas. You
that's
still
funny
got
you say.
Stephon Gilmore and Diggs back there, which are 2 Pro Bowl cornerbacks. And when I said it's a wash at the end, it doesn't matter if I got Myles Garrett or Michael Parsons. Like, bro, if I have the pick of Myles Garrett or Michael Parsons, bro, I don't care. I'm gonna close my eyes, and whichever one put on the suit, I'm fine with it. I think the back end of Cleveland is better than the Cowboys, but I mean I'm not debating that, bro.
I think Cleveland defense. Anyway,
I mean,
we'll
if
see,
I'm
man.
telling you that Cleveland,
It ain't gonna take for 2
if I'm
weeks.
telling you Cleveland's secondary is better than Dallas's secondary, then yeah, the
Yeah,
defense is better. All I
yeah.
said was DN is a wash. It don't matter which one of them 2 guys I have on my squad. I don't care, bro. I'm happy.
I'm saying that at the end of the day, we're gonna just give it 3 weeks, man, and Dallas gonna be home, and we're gonna talk about
Oh, I don't care
you know.
about
So
Dallas, bro. They can lose. I
I
hope they play today, and I hope they play today and lose. I don't care, bro.
yeah, but we had the same. Not we, but this the sports world has the same. Every year it's the same thing. Like, oh man, they ain't got enough, bro. Dak Prescott is not enough. CeeDee Lamb is not enough, man. Like you can and what I'm saying is why it's not enough is because if you look at the rest of the league and who they playing against, like, no, man, y'all beating the Giants, bro. Y'all lost to the Jets, man. Without Aaron Rodgers.
Well, we'll see what happens this weekend.
Who they playing this weekend? They ain't playing this weekend. Are they?
Whoever they play when they play, I think they play Green Bay. I'm not sure who they play.
Yeah, they play. You're right. You're right. They play Green Bay this weekend. Yeah.
We'll see what
They
happens.
fuck around. They fuck around. They fuck around. Lose to Green Bay, man.
We'll see what happens. I don't care if they lose. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't. I do care, man, because I was like, to me, it's just another example of motherfuckers just putting they like it doesn't make sense. Like, man, these niggas that like like you ain't got enough, bro. You don't have enough, man. You know what? How many times Do you feel like a coach has put clamps on you? Like, no,
A coach?
a coach put clamps on you.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
And there we have it.
A coach has never put clamps on me. So
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
why does a coach have to put clamps on me? You have to explain what you mean by that.
Shit, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I might not understand your terminology. So just because
I'm
you
just
say
saying,
a
like,
coach put clamps on me, I don't really know what you're saying.
how many times has a
You're
coach
asking me, has
told
a
you?
coach put clamps on me?
How many times has a coach told you not to do something that you do well?
I mean, I've been coached about when to do that thing I do well, depending on when I do it in
No,
certain
I said,
situations.
how
But
many
I just,
times the coach
the coach has
told
never
you?
told me not to go out and play and do what I do well.
What I'm saying. So how many times has the coach put clamps on you?
So what does that mean? So what are you saying? Where are we going with this?
So I'm saying that certain conversations come from a different space. Like,
So
I don't think
we're talking about
about
Dak Prescott and
the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah, yeah.
So has
I
the
don't
coach
think.
put clamps on Dak Prescott?
No, I don't think so.
So what does that mean? If a coach doesn't put clamps on you, you're not doing your job right?
No, I'm saying that a coach, the ebb and flow with a coach and a player, at certain times or effects, it's like, okay, shit, I know what you do well. This is what I'm trying to do. We're gonna accentuate your great points for us to win. But then sometimes, because of your style of play, like, it all goes back to art, and free thinking, right? Let's talk about Lawrence Taylor, right? The coaches might be like, shit, let LT do what he do. They ain't gonna tell him don't go up the A gap. They gonna let him do what he do. Whereas if it's if it's Carl Banks, nah, Carl, you got, you know what I'm saying, like, two great players, but one, I kind of sometimes I gotta put clamps on him because the other one, like, should let him go. But then I'm pretty sure there was a time in Lawrence Taylor's career when the coach was like, man, quit doing it, run the play. Or, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes coaches put clamps on players because, for whatever reason, it's various reasons. But Dak Prescott, man, they ain't put clamps on. They run the offense, bro. Run the offense, man. We didn't put all the shit around you, man. Run the offense, man. We ain't gotta put you. You're not freestyling this shit, man. You're not Russell Westbrook, bro. You're not Lamar Jackson. You're not Josh Allen, bro. You're not. You're not even Justin Herbert, bro. You're a good quarterback. You're a quality quarterback in the NFL, but you're not no game breaker, man. And then you play against these bullshit ass teams, man. Washington, New York. You beat Philly. They beat Philly once when they broke up. They beat them when they broke up. Lost to the Cardinals. Nah, man, come on, man. I don't know. I've had coaches tell me, like, nah, don't do that. Hey, dial back, slow down. Hey, tone down. I know you can do that, but no, not right now.
Gotcha. What you got in closing, bro?
10-minute mile is very doable to anybody who's in decent shape.
Gotcha. Well, this has been another episode of the 16 Shots Podcast with Young James Boogie.
Young James Boogie, you are crazy.
Hey, R-Dub.
Tell me how you took, and I'm gonna tell you what I meant.
And I'm finna go to sleep.